And I asked people to raise their hand. They like smelling their books, and most of them did raise their hand.
I'm a comic book sniffer.
Smell that? That's the smell of new comic books.
So I was glad to see that because I've been laughed at on more than one occasion for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday night. Wednesday night means another on the radar show. I got. It
needs to be gentlemen's and that 1.8% lady that is in our statistics. So
1.8%. That is true. That is true.
No, that's statistically accurate, man. We got to be factually accurate these days. People call you out on shit.
I think
what up, everybody?
They have actually DM'd me, like asking like a question. Maybe the one female listener. Yeah.
Shout out to somebody's wife out there.
No shit.
Or somebody that's watching us on his wife's count on their TV. Something like that, right? All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We've got New York Comic Con recap. Vinny is back with us. He is fresh off the NYCC con circuit jump. Marcus won't be here tonight. Marcus is out there making that money, putting time in at the studio where he should be, right?
Vinny, so is your COVID symptoms gonna start tonight or tomorrow morning?
I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I feel like I have brain fog already. I wasn't gonna say it, but it could be going down. So we'll see. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. I had a haircut earlier today.
Oh, my
you don't do the that tool that everyone does apparently. There's some new tool that apparently.
Yeah, what was that old school one? Remember, there was that old school one that.
What's his name? You talking about the Flowbee?
Yeah. No. There was one that was
like yellow, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a hand laser.
I know what you're talking about. Now there's an electronic one that like everyone. I thought all like Tom Segura was talking about it with I forget who it was on a podcast, but it's like some electronic device and use it in the shower. And I mean, I don't know.
I need to get this. I'm like wasting
Bryan ain't got to worry about that shit.
Not anytime soon, brother.
Do y'all remember that though? Like people like y'all, right?
I do.
They had that Flowbee and it would like pull your hair up and then cut it.
Do you know that those started? Dude, those started flipping during the pandemic. No, swear to God, Google it. They started flipping during the pandemic. And then it became a joke. The parent company that owned the rights to Flowbee started selling like 8 to 15 of them every single day on the website. They were going for $250 to $270 because literally these fucking sheep were literally thinking that you couldn't go get a haircut, and we're thinking that's the only way you could get a haircut was ordering this old Flowbee. Swear to God.
That is hilarious.
I'm not surprised, dude.
My wife learned
nothing surprising.
Not during the pandemic. So.
I went to Fantastic. Oklahoma's Fantastic Sam's was fucking open around here. We didn't close shit down. You walk into Fantastic Sam's, $14.95, fucking get a nice haircut, a little $10 tip, walk out of there for $27. It's not too bad.
Yeah, Atlanta closed down for about 2 weeks during COVID, and then they just opened right back up. That was it.
I watched the struggles during last season's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Vinny. I saw what y'all were going through.
There's a card shop in Atlanta that I was watching a YouTube video about recently, and they were talking about a card shop. They were at a card shop in Atlanta. I can't remember the name of it.
Dugout? There's like a massive store called Duck's Dugout.
I think that might be it. If
you guys ever come down here, we'll go check it out.
Yeah. What up, everybody? 32 live at the beginning of the show. That's what I'm talking about. Awesome that you guys come hang out with us each and every week. We were just going over some of the analytics for the channel, and right now we doing 2 shows a week, you guys. Doing 2 shows a week, 13,000 plus views. That's in a month, which is crazy for 2 shows a week right off the start. So thank you guys. Much love to everybody out there that supports us. The best way to support us is to hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, please hit that thumbs up. It really, really helps us in the end. And thank you to everybody that is gracious enough to drop super chat money and all that stuff. We're working on a lot of extra interesting stuff for all you guys out there that, you know, love hanging with us. And, you know, one of the reasons that we do this show right here is to try and give you guys a little one up on everybody else and getting the information first and finding out some of that stuff that, you know, might make you some extra money. So make sure you guys jump in the Discord group. If you're not in there yet, there's a link in the description below for the Discord group. A lot of stuff coming on the horizon. You guys are going to be very angry if you're not in that group. Trust me.
Brad Selden, is that his name? Had a couple really nice links he dropped and helped he said we're getting more and more active in the Discord for sure. But now we got people starting to contribute and everything else. So if you got time or if you haven't done it yet, Discord is not scary. It's one of those things where I know it can almost sound scary and like, oh, that might be a little bit too young for me. Discord, I don't know if you guys remember IIRC.
Yeah.
Or Merc, like it's basically Merc and Google Plus had a baby, and it's actually really functional, and you can do some really cool things in the groups and the different things. So don't be scared of Discord if you're old like I am. Give it 15 minutes. It's secure, and you can do some really nice things. There's some voice things you can do, video things. We're not going to do that yet, but I mean the possibilities are pretty unlimitless. So. Check it out if you haven't. And if you have any questions, hit us up and we can walk you through it.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about NYC Comic Con that happened this week. Some interesting stuff kind of happened behind the scenes. And one of the most interesting to me that kind of put a bow on all the comics world's problems right now was Peach Momoko. And the craziness that happened with Peach Momoko signing autographs. And we talk about it. I feel like every week, at least once, Peach Momoko comes up, whether we're going over new books, whether we're looking at covers or the market report. And we just kind of have to ask ourselves, like, I don't get why people are so into her. Well, again, people are definitely into her. They're willing to line up hours early for her autograph at Artist Alley. They're willing to throw down in the line to get what they want. I never would have thought that this young, beautiful little Asian girl would have men throwing themselves. Oh, never mind. They definitely were throwing themselves all over the place, fighting in the line for Peach Momoko this week. Did you see it, Vinny?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there firsthand for that. I mean, I was in Artist Alley, but I think I came there probably after that. I think there was some drama maybe on Saturday, and then she finally, or maybe Friday, and she ended up shutting it down after that.
She's so nice and just like quiet. She seems nice and quiet, and you know, kind of like that precious, you know, like you don't want any strife around her. And I feel like there's nothing but strife around her right now, and she's got to be hating life because of it.
Yeah, I honestly didn't expect, number one, such a big line for her. I mean, not that she's not popular, but there's a lot of other popular artists there as well. I just didn't. I don't know. She's kind of been hot for a while, but then I felt like she cooled off. But it was definitely there. I mean, what I heard happened was that, you know, there was a lot of drama because people with retailer badges were there first thing in the morning, lining up to get her SIGs and remarks. I think she was doing like 10 free books, and then
That's it. And I'm not gonna say that this is exactly what happened, but when I first started hearing it, the first thing that the alarm started going off in my head that, all right, here we go again, more influencers cutting in line and people trying to take advantage of, you know, being at the con early. I figured that type of thing was happening, but no, she said that anybody can come and get 10 free autographs, which, again, shout out to Peach Momoko. That is awesome. One of the few artists that doesn't charge for autographs. That's great.
That was another thing this year, is that everybody was charging for autographs. I mean, if they were not charging for autographs, they were in the minority. Even honestly, I bought a piece of artwork and I got somebody to sign it that I've never even heard of, just a writer. And I figured she was just going to sign, you know, the page. I just wanted the creator of all the creators of the characters to sign it. And she signed it, and then she was like, that'll be $5. I was like, are you serious? I've never like that.
Well, it of course, it got so big that the one and only Rich Johnson had to write about it. He said that she had the longest line at NYCC, flowed around Artist Alley. And I didn't know this, but did you know that she was discovered by Grant Morrison?
I heard that. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
What is she discovered in a fucking middle school somewhere in Okinawa? Because that's the skill level of a fucking like a middle school color by paint fucking teacher. I'm sorry. Does she have nice lines and this and that? But she's a 6 artist and she's a 6 in real life. Why in the fuck are these grown men lining up and fawning over her the way they are? Grow the fuck up. Yes, no, but come on, guys. I've talked about this shit. It took 5 years, but we're finally wearing deodorant to cons. We're finally doing right. Stop fucking fawning over these fucking mediocre people because they can kind of draw. The comic book artists and the comic book fucking author writers have gotten too much power in the last 10 years because of social media. I swear to God. Do you remember when we were you knew who Jim Lee was, you knew who Liefeld was, you knew who McFarlane was, but I mean, they went to NYCC and they went to San Diego, but they weren't whoring themselves around the country 24/7 like this shit show that goes on now.
Well, yeah, especially with all the social media and stuff. It's very interesting, but that's the way it is. Unfortunately, that social media, it really, really fuels this. And people were kind of waiting for blood on the dance floor at NYCC, and they got it in this case.
First of all, I guarantee you she got a fucking paid. She might not have charged, but somebody paid a lot of money to get her there.
Oh yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So the fact that she couldn't sit in her fucking booth, and let me ask you this: do you think she cashed the full check?
Oh yeah, she had to make money.
Then it's absolutely fucking ridiculous that she can't sit there during a few hours signing because there's commotion. First of all, if you're making the money that I've heard numbers that she gets, you bring your own private fucking security and you have them go take care of the shit.
Well, I think the thing was that she was actually there all day long. So she wasn't doing like a signing for a window like a lot of people. She was literally doing remarks and signings all day long, the entire day.
Like a job, like if someone had to go and work on a roof or something like that.
Yeah,
they get a paycheck for it for doing the job. Because she had to fucking sit there and sign and do shit for a bunch of hours is not. I just don't think it's cool for her to make an excuse, because it sounds like there's a little bit of a reason. It sounds like the bullshit and some of the stuff that was going online.
Well,
was
she
legit.
said. It says that a number of fellow exhibitors, vendors, and collectors in the line started fighting over placement and returning to the line.
Have you heard names though? Like I said,
no, not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
That's the problem.
To the degree that Peach, who was signing for free and charging for remarks only, had to leave her table over fears for her safety on the Sunday morning of the show. And there was already a long line by her table at 9:40 a.m., even though the doors hadn't opened to the public yet. So there's first little clue, right? Again, the interior, the people inside the show that are making, have the tables and stuff already lined up at her thing before the public had come in. A couple of people tweeted, quote, "I have never been so disgusted with the behavior of exhibitors at NYC Comic Con. It wasn't even 10 a.m. and there was almost a fight in front of her table. She had every right to cancel because it was super stressful for no reason. At Reed Pop need to limit their access." Another person said, "Peach was doing free signings up to 10 books. If you had more than 10, you were allowed to have those signed if you went and got back in line. Taking advantage of this, there was a staggering line of resellers carrying stacks of books repeatedly lining up." And this is a pet peeve for a lot of us. She posted and asked for influencers/distributors to please not do this. This was something she wanted to do to give back for her fans, supposedly. But greed makes people deaf and crass. Unfortunately, it was an absolute mob scene. They overwhelmed her. What they did to Peach at NYCC is disgusting. Other artists hang at their booths for an hour or so a day, charging for signatures. She tried to spend the entire time doing something nice for fans free of charge, And influencers and exhibitors, this wasn't for you; it was for the fans. So the pushback is starting to come at these guys at a different level. Now it's starting to come from people who aren't in our little atmosphere, you know, of speculation and you know, YouTube content creation. It's coming from the people that are true fans, and they're starting to get tired of it, and they're going to start speaking with their money.
Well, in this day and age, with all the video, every one of those people in line had a video camera. I haven't seen video. Where's the video of
That's
the
a great
bullshit?
question. Has any?
No,
if
because
there's anybody in the chat,
it's staged.
let us know.
It's 100%. Here's the thing: in this day and age, everybody is so quick to throw accusations and name out. All you hear is retailers and influencers. I'm not a fucking fan of either, to be honest with you. But are they getting thrown underneath the bus because it's easy to do right now? Where's the fucking video at? Every one of those people have a cell phone waiting in line. What are they doing? They're on their cell phone. So how to tell me that there's not? Tell me, Vinny. He might have video of it.
I was going to say, yeah. Hold on, let me upload it. No, I was
going to be my luck.
I believe it can happen though, because I've seen those lines. I've seen people get into arguments over line placement, or if somebody leaves the line and use the restroom or get food and come back. Like, I've seen people get pissed off like that. So just because, you know, there might be video that does surface, but I've definitely seen that happen. And I don't know if you guys remember from San Diego Comic-Con, I was, you know, commenting that I couldn't get, for example, the black and white Mandalorian variant and a few other variants I was looking for, because I would get there. Remember, I would leave early. I would get there by like 9:30. I'd hit the floor at like 10 on the dot, and everything was sold out. So this is something that does happen at all these shows where, you know, people who do have early access can pretty much just get, you know, kind of have free reign.
Well, Peach can't sharpen Jenny Frison's fucking pencils.
I agree with you on that one. I think Jenny Frison is the most underrated, one of the most underrated artists out there. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other stuff that kind of went down, which is interesting. There was also other talk out there about how disgusting NYC is. I think that was a topic on a lot of people's lists. And here's what's surprising to me, Trey. I wasn't in NYC, but I was in Emerald City, and Emerald City was on another level of fucking crazy disgusting.
No offense to either one of you guys. If you've watched the news in the last fucking 2 years, literally the two cities you just discussed is where the crime and a majority of the bullshit you saw on TV happened at, and it's still not completely wrangled to the way it is. I've heard so many stories of people getting shit stolen at NYCC.
Well, that's
shit stolen out of their hotel rooms.
Yep.
I mean, it's just, if you're not from New York, you don't need to be in New York unless you know how to move in New York. And guys like Vinny and guys like Marcus and people like that know how to move in these cities, it's different. But there's so many people that don't know how to move in a city like New York right now. And they paid the fucking price this last weekend, from what I was told.
Yeah,
I mean, you got actors stealing books. I've heard of fucking fights in the park. I heard literally there was snatch and grabs going on literally outside in front of the fucking venue. I've heard a bunch of crazy things, and it doesn't surprise me at all. So you there was tell me that
there was a ton of people talking about in the middle of it.
It's crazy.
Not only was there, individual thefts and stuff like that, there was a bunch of people that had individual stuff stolen. There was like $32,000 worth of comics stolen from a kind of like a snatch and grab type, thing where a guy acted like he was drunk and fell over a short box. And while they were picking up everything, another person came in and grabbed another short box. They luckily found that. They stashed it at a table some places down, but there was many of thieving going on this year in NYCC, and obviously not surprised about that. The mask policy, a lot of people were complaining about the mask policy, about how they, Vinny, you let us know where they said that they had to wear masks, but people weren't wearing masks. What's going on with that?
You had to wear masks, but I would say that
how'd that work out for you, Vinny?
90% of people were not wearing masks.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried. There was just nobody policing. Like at San Diego Comic-Con, people were actually like, oh, you got to put your mask on, whatever. New York, it was just right at the beginning when you walked in. So people would just put them on, take them right off. So
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people getting sick, probably.
Well, it's kind of interesting. We obviously started hearing about the Corona thing, but that's going to happen anywhere you have multiple, all these people hanging out together.
When you got that many people flying in from that many parts of the world with a virus still as rampant as it is. Now, granted, it's not killing people the way it was, but it's still fucking people up pretty good.
Yeah.
And unless we've talked about this, the hygiene of comic book people ain't the fucking best.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. But well, of course, and then we had everything going on with the whole whatnot fiasco that we've all heard about, which is interesting. But there was some good things at NYCC.
Wait! I have not heard about the fiasco. I want to know about.
You never heard? You didn't hear about the whatnot fiasco yet? You didn't hear about that?
I purposely go out of my way not to hear anything about them unless it's bad. So I want a slice.
well. I'll put out this slice, but you'll know why I'm hesitating on showing you it, but I'm going to put out the slice. I'm going to do it. You ready?
Tech guy over here, the feed's dropping out. I finally said, who the fuck do I got to blow to get a tech guy over here? And they just looked at me. They all heard me say fuck, but they didn't send anybody over.
Let me see.
And my feed's been dropping out. I'm giving away books. Nobody can log in and sign. It's like crazy. But at least.
Can you pause that?
Can I pause it?
After the song.
Yeah, I'm going to have to because the feed.
I understand. You can't disrespect Sarah or other staff members like that.
I didn't have ever disrespected.
She said you said some inappropriate things.
I've been talking to my feeds. I said inappropriate things 30 minutes ago. Can you please send somebody over here to fix this problem?
What's the issue?
It dropped out. So hold on. I got this. I'm in the middle of this one. Okay, go. See, and like right now, I didn't see. We love you. Big lag. Can't even bid.
Dennis,
I've been screaming for 40 minutes. Everybody was Bolo heard me.
Okay.
I'll drop out, guys. Bye. I know. I'm sorry, guys.
He was not having a good weekend, and neither was anybody else who was selling from that little whatnot thing because the Wi-Fi was just shit. People were going back to their hotel room and selling on in their hotel room just fine. The Wi-Fi at the Java Center is shit. I think people should have been ready for that, but that started off the weekend. That was Thursday morning. That started off the whole thing Thursday morning. That continued. Bolo came on and talked about it Saturday. There was just a lot of people that weren't happy with the whole setup there. Then eBay came in and laid down the fucking law. And I get it that, yeah, that might not be concurrent. That's concurrent viewers on their thing. But here's what we're hearing behind the scenes. And most important, this is the most important. I've had little birdies tell me that eBay is out there waving their money to influencers, waving the big stacks to the influencers that you guys all know and love. Yep. Call me.
Let me know what you need, fellas.
Competition is great, you guys. Competition is great. I still, just like the commenter said on a recent show on the YouTube channel, my bread and butter is whatnot. It's not all my bread and butter, but I'll make money off of it, and I'll continue to make money off it. But I'm going to continue to make money off of any app, any type of web page, anything I can. I don't care what it is. In eBay, bring it on. Let's go. I want to see eBay in this market.
Yeah,
I want to go back to that video. Why was that old senile guy offering to suck people's dicks for?
He kept getting kicked off because of the Wi-Fi.
That's kind of weird to like randomly just start
Happened to him.
It's just funny that you randomly, talk about sucking people's dicks and your Wi-Fi stops working and they kick you off. Kind of like being an asshole. It's amazing how that shit works.
Yeah. Well, the sad part is that I don't think that's why it happened, but that's not going to change his mind because he has just been waiting, just like I'm sure. And I told Dennis this. He's just been waiting for that spark to light so he can have a reason to get pissed off, and so is whatnot. So you can't, you got to look at both situations. Like it's going to happen. But eBay had put on a major show there. They started their beta at Javits Center. They did Funko Pops. They sold Funko Pops. They sold Metazoo, which we're going to talk about here with Vinny in a second. They sold cards. They went full force. PSA is working with them. And by the way, doesn't eBay's parent company own Funko also? Is that something that I've heard?
They might. I'm not sure.
And if that's the case, oh boy. Oh, what was eBay's presence like, Vinny?
It was big. They had like a big, I only got to see it at the end, but if you go all the way down where Toy Tokyo, like all the Funkos and everything, they had a massive setup installation. So you could go inside. There were lines all around it. It was big. It was definitely, they were definitely showing off.
I've said this for a while. That's why the whatnot shit doesn't make sense to me. Like if you bought a $250 book and the seller misgrades it, who gets in the middle of that? That's the thing about eBay is they don't fuck around. eBay protects people. They fucked over some sellers for sure. I mean, let's be obvious. The seller definitely takes the short end of the stick. But as a buyer, there's zero reason not to buy anything not on eBay because of the levels of protection that you're able to have through it. It just doesn't make sense. And you got some guy in his fucking mom's basement fucking, selling Zenoscope books for $8-9. It just I'm not I guess I am talking shit, but I just don't I've never understood the whole concept. I mean, like I said, the stories that I see on Discord from the whatnot people paying off the group owners to promote it for fucking breaks and everything, it's too cheesy for me. If something happens organically, I have zero issues with it. This wasn't organic. This was calculated by a bunch of people we all fucking know. Certain people have certain perks. I'm not talking out of fucking shop. Certain people have perks. Certain people have tiers in this whatnot system. And those people do really, really well. But it's almost like a pyramid scheme. And if you weren't fucking there at the very beginning inside this fucking little, it's not worth the time. And that's what more and more people are seeing. I've had people that we all know, Bryan, we know really, really well, talk about how when it first started off, they were making $500-600 a show. And now they can't even make the books to cover the fucking shipping.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that from multiple people. I think, well, let me ask you something. What do you think about when eBay gets involved? Do you think that's going to be the same old song and dance on eBay? Do you think there's going to be anything different?
I think the whole, like I said, Vinny's going to be mad at me, but I think this whole Ken Golden, all this fucking look at me collectible shit is horrible. I don't want. Who are you going to influence? Like if you're able to be influenced by Ken Golden or fucking, I'm not going to name any comic names, but Vinny will get real mad at me. He saw it. I was on the tip of my tongue, but
no, go for it, man. Go for it.
It's like if you really, if that's how you get your information and that's where, if that's who you follow, we're on different paths. You know what I mean? Like Ken Golden, if you can't look at that guy and see that he's a used car salesman, I can't help you.
Yeah.
And all these Instagram guys that selling services and this and that, just watch like Bryan. Does Bryan do that? He watches fucking sports. He watches hockey. He watches baseball. He keeps up with minor league sports. If you do that and you're a sports fan, you don't need to have people to tell you what to fucking buy, especially Ken Golden and people like that they fluffed up the value of the national treasures and those high-end Panini cards to a point they're unaffordable. They're literally unaffordable for people that don't make $250,000 a year with their bullshit logo mans. That logo mans are cool, but he had this is the most influential card of this deck, just all this bullshit. And it's inflated card values to a point. Well, we've talked about it. I mean, blasters are $35. Think about that. If you're a 10, 11-year-old kid, your mom, dad's like, hey, you do good this weekend in the T-ball, I'll buy you a couple packs of cards Think about what $35 could have bought. That could have bought 4 or 5 boxes of cards.
Yeah.
Donruss, Tops, whatever, at our age. And now you're getting a blaster with 8 shitty packs of fucking Tops or Tops Chrome in it.
Yeah, it's awful.
And the reason that happened is cards haven't gone, the processing hasn't gone. Panini, Tops, Walmart, Target. They said, fuck you is what exactly happened. And unfortunately, we still enjoy collecting. We still like opening packs. We like the process. So they fucking tugged us. They literally hooked us and are just dragging us along That's why this Fanatic deal is going to be really interesting to me, because I don't give a fuck about Tops and I do not give a flying fuck about Panini. They are laying the wood to us every fucking month on every product they release. So I have zero love for them, but it's just unaffordable. It's just unaffordable to do cards now. And it's because of a lot of this bullshit you see.
What about, so do you think that is just in the sports arena? Because we have a lot of people talking about the Metazoo and the Garbage Pail Kids. I know that was a big deal in NYCC. Do you think that there's room for, better growth in that area of the card world than there is in sports?
I mean, me personally, I don't. I mean, the prices are still high for everything, I think.
Yeah. Well, what was the excitement for Metazoo and Garbage Pail Kids at NYCC, like, Vinny?
Well, so I mean, there was a lot of excitement. They kind of had like a like you talked about before. They had sort of a scavenger hunt. Like that was new for me with Metazoo. I've seen it before with Garbage Pail Kids. They did it at SDCC, and you go booth to booth, and you get. You show something, you get the card, you kind of collect a whole set of like 9, right? Metazoo, well, also Garbage Pail Kids, this year they had NFTs, which was cool. You sign up through Tops, and every day you show, basically show your code, you fill something out, and they're going to send you an NFT for every day that you basically came by the booth.
And what does that mean, NFT? Because when I was looking at it, it almost looked like it was a card that has like a moving, and I'll bring it up here in a second. It's almost like a moving background or something like that.
Yeah, just like just an NFT version of the cards, and just on the blockchain, just a kind of the same way we're seeing with Top Shots, and the same way we're even what I was talking about with DraftKings, where you have those card packs that you're opening up. It's the same type of thing. They're just basically just getting in the game.
This was pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, these were the promo cards. So these were kind of like what I was telling you about before, where you go booth to booth, and
this is cool as hell.
Dude,
Did you get this one?
I could see those Garbage Pail Kids, like a moving 3D NFT Garbage Pail, like being really fucking cool. That makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
Well, look what it was, and this is what's interesting to me to see what it actually was here. Let me go back. It was actually, and you're gonna have to explain this to me. This is them right here. Look, and that's all it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is the deal with that?
It was made that like in the kind of like the theme of a printing plate, but it's just like an animated. I mean, that's it. That's the collectible right there. It's just like a special edition NFT.
Would you get hyped over that NFT, Vinny?
I mean, if I was into Garbage Pail Kids, maybe. I mean, if it was a different collectible that I really liked, I might be into it. I mean, like I said, there's certain things NFT wise that I really like. This right now, probably not. I mean, just looking at it, but it all depends on the art, right? Like it's like when I was describing before, like the Daniel Arsham Porsche that's animated and moving. It's kind of whatever you're into.
Yeah, but I don't feel like you're not even getting any art on this.
Yeah,
like I almost thought, like, what is this? Like a background for an NFT Garbage Pail Kid that you already own, and you could put the NFTs you own on the back of this. Like this feels like a waste.
Well, they're saying that's the printing plate. Like they're
cyan printing plate. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense because it looks like it's something shitting or throwing up on a cloud. I mean, just
like, yeah. So that was the thing. When you're clicking right there, so you would get one of these every day you visit. You would get one of these.
Look at they close comments on it. They're like, we're not even gonna fuck with it. People are pissed. We're gonna close comments on it.
Yeah. Hey, Tony Fix brought up a good point about the buying the cards, and this is one of the things I was going to talk about. Blasters are $35 a box, right? Okay. you can buy. Now think about this. Right now on eBay, you can buy a Kuminga, Josh Giddey, Scotty Barnes a little bit more. You can buy a majority of the big rookies of last year's class, silver raws, right now between $30 and $75, up to Jalen Green. So would you rather fucking roll the dice and buy 2 blasters, where the chances of you're getting 2 silvers in those 2 blasters, random silvers in the whole set? Or would you rather spend your $70 for those 2 blasters and put it into a Kuminga and a Josh Giddey that you're already going to get in? That's what I've been doing. Instead of buying
That's what we all need to do.
You got to start thinking about that, because like I said, everyone loves opening and blasting packs. I do too. I did too. Like Joe and I each opened $1,000 worth of Prism last. But when we got done, looks like I probably lost a little bit of money.
A little bit?
Yeah, I lost a little bit. A little bit. But buy the raws. It's just it's a better long-term game on when it comes to rookies. And buy silver prisms.
Yes.
Don't fuck around with anything. Like I said, the silver prisms in the last 5 years have came out of nowhere to be the major rookie card in the majority of the sporting platforms. And
I think that what Trey's trying to say is you have to find those rare items, right? You don't want the short prints. And to be honest, like this right here is that type of item to me. It looks great. It's got Atom Bomb on it. It's a variation of the Atom Bomb thing. You could only get it in the scavenger hunt at NYCC. It looks like it's got some type of chrome feel to it. That's a great card to might be picking up on it. It has the nostalgia of the first series. They did the same, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Vinny, for other cards. This is when they released on another day. This is Dead Ted, which is got the Necronomicon built into it. Tons of Evil Dead fans out there. This is the type of stuff that I would be looking for items from NYCC.
Yeah, and so Metazoo did something similar. So this, I heard they did something like that at Collecticon, but they had a passport basically. I was waiting in line for a very long time at CGC, and this is how I found out about this, because it was completely inefficient this year. I mean, they had a system where they'll text you when they're ready for you, but I signed up at like 12 and they didn't call me till like 3:40, and then it takes forever. Then you wait in line to then, after you filled out everything, to submit your books. So I'm kind of standing there waiting to submit my books, and I saw all these guys coming around stamping a passport and getting Metazoo cards. So I was like, oh, okay. I asked the guy about it, and he said, yeah, you got to go get a passport and come back and you can grab it. So after I was done, I got the passport. You could go to they did it in specific places. They did CGC, Golden, PSA, eBay, Pin Club, and then some booth called What's Your Passion. A few of the cards ran out, but basically you get the passport stamped at every booth that you go to. And then, like I said, I didn't get all the cards. I think I got four out of 6, but it was still cool. I mean, that's it though. That's the only place you can get those cards. So I think those are cool to go after.
Yeah, here is Metazoo at. Here's Metazoo. Let me mute this real quick. It's blowing my eardrums out. Metazoo at NYCC, and like you were saying, Vinny, the lines were crazy.
Lines for everything were crazy.
I wouldn't stand that long. I don't care if I'm at San Diego or New York Comic-Con. I'm too old for that. I'm too. I
just at all the shields and fucking poster holders. Oh, look at all this shit.
Hey, Metazoo, baby.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a sword yet.
Yeah. You know what's sad, though, about the Metazoo? I've heard a lot of people saying that they're over it, but a lot of people in NYCC said otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, it's popular. I guess the thing is that there's an exclusive for literally everything with Metazoo. I mean, every con, I know there was San Diego, New York, MegaCon, Collecticon. I mean, I don't even know where else, but there's a lot of exclusives for these cards.
If an animated project came out from Metazoo, that would mean a hell of a lot, man. A hell of a lot.
Can Vinny, tell me if I'm out of base on this, but Metazoo needs a Japanese or an Asian push, correct?
I mean, I don't know.
No. Like that's the major driving force of Pokemon. The Monster Hunters is from the Japanese, right? Like that's the base. Like we're the secondary market, correct?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think we're the secondary market for like Magic, right? I mean, I think you're right when it comes to Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or some of those other things. But
what I liked about the Metazoo originally is the cryptid part, which isn't a very American thing. The Bigfoot, all the things that they originally did, the Mont Loch Ness, the different cryptids. That's very American. But I just didn't know if Metazoo has, because I got a ton of Metazoo stuff, same as everybody else. I mean, in on it early. But I just was trying to figure out what's going to push that, because everyone's like, this is the next Pokemon, the next Pokemon. People have been talking about Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I mean, we can go down the line of properties and IPs that are going to be the next Pokemon. This has had more heat than anything else that you could say. But like this, I bought this. What the fuck? I completely forgot. Like,
I think the question is are people playing it, right? I mean, because that's where the nostalgia drives from. Yeah. On these other properties, is that Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, all these things have had core fan bases of people who loved it, played it. The cards were all messed up, after they were, using them for so long. And now we're looking back and saying, did anybody actually keep any pristine copies of these? It feels like something like Metazoo. It's new. Everybody's kind of coming out the gate, it feels like, as a collector, unless I'm mistaken. I don't really know people who are really playing it like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest to the show that I want to bring in with a special intro.
Whatever that could be.
Dude.
But anyway.
Dude, bro, that was classic.
That's Sean's intro for now.
Oh, fuck's sake, dude.
Man. I was sitting there and we're talking about Garbage Pail Kids, and Vinny and I don't know dick about Garbage Pail Kids. And I wanted Sean. Sean's been a long-time collector, same as Bryan. And I was wanting Sean to come on and talk about the long-term collectability of it. Like, it surprised me, to be honest with you, that Garbage Pail has lasted from 1985 and we're still talking about it. But what's the driving force for potential growth in Garbage Pail Kids and the collecting of Garbage Pail Kids? Because let's be honest, are we the market for the Garbage Pail Kids, or is there a younger demographic that's kind of starting to collect or get into it? That's
nostalgia, man.
And you guys have been to that, so I was hoping that you guys can maybe talk a little bit about that and give your insight.
I definitely think it's nostalgia. I don't know what Sean thinks.
Yeah, I think it's basically nostalgia. I don't know exactly to the level of the way the art would be perceived to the younger generation, although they're into nostalgia. 80s and 90s stuff has come back hard. Also, I think 80s and 90s stuff has been televised a lot as a sort of the background of a lot of Netflix shows, everything like that. It makes it easy to shoot. Also, I mean, I'll get back to GPK, but like when I was sort of noticing, which has been obvious, it's easier to tell stories pre-cell phone era, because and now there's no more suspense, because anybody could just call 911 from your pocket, and do you know what I'm saying? So I think hearkening back, and good Lord, this was 30 or 40 years ago. I can't believe it, because it's 2022. But hearkening back to those eras, I really think they're sort of showing that stuff. So some of the art and some of the design and some of the layouts and clothes and things like this. So people are trying to get new stuff. Look at this. I got a Santa Cruz shirt, and I've collected Santa Cruz stuff and whatever. This is not vintage. This it's probably 2 years old, but this is far from vintage. You know what I mean? It's just regular, but it's a brand I always supported. And this is and I see kids wearing it too, stuff like that. So I think the GPK, I don't specifically know, I guess, if the art is something that newer generations are going to fall in love with. But like whenever you see, like I've had so many friends, like you sell little GPK craps in places and stuff like that, just stuff like this, and you open up these little things. People don't mind spending some money and having fun on it. Yeah, there's shit all over my, you know what I mean? A trout, a trout top, was that 70 project, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I've just random stuff like that. I've got the new Jordan skateboards actually in the box that came with the basketball, just got delivered. And I think the Get a Grip's been doing that with them. So it's nostalgia driven, but like, why couldn't they be there, in the future?
They're trying. They're really trying. They just launched this. They're trying to jump on the whole sports card angle, right? Get in on the baseball angle, grab some of them. Yep. So they have a Garbage Pail Kids MLB Series 1, which is 15 players. You get an A and B version. Here are all the players. It includes rookies like Julio Rodriguez, O'Neal Cruz, Hunter Green, Bobby Witt Jr., Wander Franco. And some, this is, again, pulling on the nostalgia. You got the characters and the poses you love. New players in the old school nostalgic poses. This right here is a hit right here for Aaron Judge. The Big Apple, the old school Garbage Pail Kid. This is a great play by Topps.
Yeah, I think that was smart.
So this is what I was going to tell. This is where I was leading into with these guys. So we know that Topps is losing their major license, correct?
Yep.
Next in 2025, or is it 24? I forget what the date is. So what's their biggest property that they're going to own?
Well, did Topps sell all their property rights to
That's
Fanatic?
what I don't know, because if I think it's just the sports rights, because if Topps only owns things like Garbage Pail Kids now, they're going to put everything they got into shit like this. So it could be a good sign for Garbage Pail Kid investors.
So here we go.
It might not. I don't know though.
It says here, global sports retailer merchandiser and now sports card and memorabilia giant Fanatics has acquired Topps trading cards, the company announced Tuesdays. The deal, and this is back in January, the deal includes Topps Collectibles arm, both physical and digital. So all the collectibles.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That sucks, actually.
Yeah, so Topps also has the rights to burgeoning hobby darlings such as Formula One, UEFA, Major League Soccer, Bundesliga, which significantly increases the scope of Fanatics trading cards. So everything is going to Fanatics, and that is huge.
It makes me sick, dude.
Have you guys paid attention to what those fucking Topps Chrome and Topps Sapphire F1 cards? When Doc Joe and I went, Major Issues is right. When Doc Joe and I went to that last show in Oklahoma City, honest to God, the majority of the people that were doing hand-to-hand transactions were for raw F1 Topps Chrome and Topps Sapphire cards, and they were by far the most volume being moved for those, and it blew my mind. And then I've had multiple buddies who fucking redneck as shit, NASCAR guys, fall in love with F1 because of this Netflix documentary show. And apparently F1's on a huge boom right now. So that's interesting that they gave away all their licenses.
Well, look at what's going on with Bundesliga and all the soccer stuff. Erling Haaland right now is
what's the best
Haaland
card? Is it the Borussia Topps Chrome?
I believe it is. Yeah.
That's one of those ones that we've talked about. Like, it's probably too late, but you need to get a high-end rookie card of that kid before he wins a treble or
well, if he doubles up on the record this year. I mean, he's I was talking to Brian Wood last night. Shout out Brian Wood, Simple Man's Comics. He's a big European League guy, and what do they call it in England? What's soccer? Premier League guy. And he's a big Erling Haaland fan. He said Haaland's en route to break records, like double up on goals in a year. You know what I mean? So, but that's the interesting thing. Like, I think that's what the card companies had to do. They had to really branch out. They did it in a smart way. And to be honest, that's the play to me, is to get those other fans involved, the fans in Europe, the fans in Asia, like you were talking, Trey, when look at all the Asian market getting in on the basketball cards, the prisms,
They saved the sports card market because until eBay and the global market appeared, you were only doing, transactions and things like that at card shows, et cetera, et cetera. And the Asian people community weren't able to buy. They love basketball more than we love basketball. And basketball is catching up to football every single year in popularity. And it's even crazier over there. And, Panini has tailored some stuff to the Asian market and this and that, but it's crazy the amount of people that are buying sports cards and shipping them overseas. And if you look before the pandemic, when the card market was and then tanking, basketball was fucking blowing up, and it's still blowing up, and it's still been steady. So I bought a bunch of rookie cards this week of silver prisms of people that I bought a Ja Morant, I got a LaMelo Ball, and I got one other. But just guys that, LaMelo Ball's a shithead, but that kid is so talented.
Yeah, he's got a lot of skill.
Wow, smart man. You and Keith, dude. I think Keith has 12 of those unopened still, B.
I don't even want to talk about the last.
We opened a lot of those.
Well, you know what? You gotta figure out what you're doing. I guess for the websites, but it was starting to become more popular. We could still find them, but I opened. I think it was a Bryan Dino on like a Saturday morning. I'm hungover and I opened one of those mega boxes. Those mega boxes were absolute trash.
Yeah,
and dude, $50 box, and they're just bad.
Yeah, I think I told you the story. Is I opened. Remember when I found all those? I found like 90 mega boxes, guys. I probably opened $2,000 worth of mega boxes. They were so bad. I took 17 of them back to Target. There was There were $600 or $700 now.
They're like $800. Yeah,
but they were the most trash boxes of anything. I don't get anything anyway. I've talked about this.
I hate Prism. I hate Prism.
I
hate it.
I love it. Like when you get, that's what I just buy the ones you like, because a centered, nice Prism is one of the most beautiful cards you can get.
And I love
they don't show up in my packs.
I'm a fan of SGC right now. Dude, let me ask you something real quick. I'm gonna ask Leg. Leg, did you look into getting any of the Garbage Pail Kids NYCC stuff?
You know what? I didn't. I was a little out of it. I like it. It's fine. I grabbed that. I did get that Get a Grip skateboard. I can even open it if you guys want. But
guys, unfortunately, Big Leg's not at full power. He is like a Green Lantern with the Raiders. That's his energy battery, and with them sucking so bad, he's not feeling good. His skin doesn't look good.
They're barely losing, so I guess we gotta get
Big Leg a win.
Yeah. Well, I know somebody that did pick up. Vinny, you did pick up some of the Garbage Pail Kids stuff, right? You picked up Did you get any of the exclusive treasure hunt stuff?
No, just the NFT stuff. I didn't make it in time for the treasure hunts. They were actually out. I tried, but they were all out because I didn't get a chance to start doing that till like Sunday afternoon, and by then it was all gone.
Let's get into this real quick because we didn't get into it last week, and I definitely want to get into it this week. And that is the loss of a very famous artist that a lot of us, to be honest, didn't know about, and we should have. It should be on our radar. And it was actually this artist has been on Vinny's radar for a while, right, Vinny? Let's get into this a little bit.
Yeah. So Kim Jung Gi, of course. I'm sure everybody heard that he passed away last week. And so the way I actually found out about him was through the cons, through San Diego Comic-Con. And if you notice, like, the way he draws is just so insane. Like, he's not doing any outlines. He's basically what he does. He basically just takes ideas from the crowd. He says, what do you want me to draw? A couple people will throw out some ideas, and then he just starts going. I mean, this is all out of his mind, and he just keeps on doing it for like an hour. And then he has this big piece at the end of it. I mean, it's fascinating, really. South Korean artist, typically uses this ink brush style. He's known as an illustrator, and comic artist also, but I think that he's now evolved. I mean, I was saying this even before he passed, that he's really evolved into like a fine artist, like a well-respected.
I was just about to say this. Yeah, for somebody to be able to do this well, they're at their top of their game. They're not only their 10,000 hours, they're their 10 billion hours. You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen any comic artist draw like this? I mean, this is just insane.
I saw Jim Lee put up a pretty interesting post about him, which was very interesting. You could tell Jim Lee was a huge fan of this guy also. And you saw a ton of artists pay their respects, and it's amazing what happened. He was on his way to NYCC, right?
Yeah. And the crazy thing was, I actually saw him last year, I want to say at NYCC or SDCC, and he was drawing, but he was drawing a lot of people in hospital beds and things like that. And the craziest thing was, he said, I don't know why I keep drawing all this hospital themed stuff, but he was like, I think I'm going to die soon. That's what he said the last time I saw him. And, but look at this, man. This is crazy. The collaborations that he's done recently, he kind of really started jumping in. He did, I don't know if you guys remember, he did some variant covers for Civil War II for Marvel. He did some League of Legends stuff. He did some stuff for Bait and Stranger Things. And I heard he was working on something with Otomo, like the Akira creator, before he passed. So yeah, I mean, just really amazing artist. Bryan, if you want to just kind of fast forward to closer to the end, you can see what this piece looks like. I mean, this is just,
oh my god, dude.
Good lord,
it's crazy.
I haven't seen this one.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and that's like, people just considered him like a master just because never seen anybody do this before.
I would have let him do my entire living room.
Yeah.
This is like
bro. Tell me what it costs at the end.
You know what this reminds me of? This kind of reminds me of a really good tattoo artist. You know what I mean? That can just, without a template and just go and go and go. This is got somebody, you're right, Vinny, that is 100% at the top of his game. And that's why it's so sad, dude. To be honest, that's why it's so sad. This guy, he started doing this live art, it sounds like, in 2011 at a comic festival in Bucheon. If I hope I'm saying that right, but for the first time ever, I guess he drew live. But man, to have somebody do this live like this, just off memory, that's what they're saying. This is all off memory. He isn't looking.
Yeah. He's not using anything as a subject. He's not. There's nothing there that he's going off of. It's crazy.
Wow, man, that's awesome.
And keep in mind, he's talking, and then he's there's a translator talking, saying what he's telling everybody what he's saying. And he's like, what else should I add to this? And then somebody will blurt something out. And he's like, okay. Then he'll just start adding that to the picture, not only adding whatever they said to the picture, but making it fit in with what's going on in the picture. So I just think it's crazy. I actually caught some video of the memorial. So of course he was flying to NYCC. So he had it set up at Artist Alley out there. But they just turned that to a memorial, Yeah,
this is actually pretty awesome. I want to bring this up here real quick.
Dude, his ability to draw animals, especially fucking burrows. Look at that. I mean, then that old man's face, the expressions, and he is on a different level.
Yeah, he's I mean, you know what I mean? All different ages, different. I mean, dude, everything about everybody in that picture is different.
He's doing it with a Copic where you can't make a mistake. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you got something where you got a pen, a pencil, you're able to. This motherfucker's just doing it in front of people with a half-ass mask on. He can barely breathe, just slinging it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What would something like that sell for right there? Did he sell that art after he did it, Vinny?
I have no idea what this would go for. I mean,
what would you like if you were able to buy this and you had unlimited funds? What would you pay for something like that?
Honestly, I'm sure it would be like $1 million. Honestly, I mean,
yeah, for sure.
The mill.
Yeah,
wow.
I think so. So I actually got I did get a commission from him, which was pretty dope. In 2019, I just asked him to do. I just put as the concept Akira, so he kind of just did this.
Wow,
Jesus,
right there. So
Good lord.
Damn, you just flexed on
dude.
Marcus a little bit.
That is unbelievable.
You listen to
That
Marcus?
is gorgeous.
Put that in your pipe, Ekby.
So talk about that. Where'd you get that again?
So I got it. It was either at I can't remember if it was NYCC or San Diego, but he was doing these. They were about $2,000. He only had I think probably 10, 20 slots, for the con. So he would take these and you just give him a concept. A lot of people would just give him, comic concepts like Batman or Superman or just different things like that. I asked for Akira, and the lady was like, "No, he can't do that." And I was like, "Just ask." And then so she asked him, and he was like, "Okay, it's fine." He says he'll do it. It's okay, but it's not really allowed. I was like, "Okay." I just thought it.
This Saturday was the 7th anniversary when I figured out Art Germ doesn't like white people. That was my one appearance at NYCC.
Here's some of the memorial at the event. They went to his table. Now artists were dropping stuff off. It looks like. Yeah.
Everybody was kind of signing. A lot of artists were dropping stuff off. They were also drawing on the wall, right behind it. It was really dope. It was sad. It was sad to see.
I'm surprised no one stole the fucking card.
Right.
Yeah.
I am very surprised that didn't happen.
Some card people, not comic people.
Yeah.
Sean, what kind of camera you got? Your shit looks crisp. Me and Vinny look like we're on razors, and you and fucking Bryan look like you're on HD and shit.
Not high roller, but it's always worked out. I don't have.
What's that book? What's that book over here?
System.
You got two copies of something over your right shoulder too. I want to know what they are.
No, there's
They look like
these were to cover
red.
up shitty paperwork. This is a boys number 7 from the Kickstarter. First appearance of the 7. Nice. This is a boys number 1 from the Kickstarter.
Okay.
Dix gave me a 9.6, and then boys number 3. Wait, maybe this is the first 7. Boys number 3.
How are the boys stuff doing? How are they? How are the books moving relatively to how they were 2 years ago when it first came out on Amazon? Are they still?
One went back up a little bit. It doesn't, for the popularity of the show, especially crossover popularity. I don't think the prices make that much sense compared to other shows that haven't come out yet. It's always the what have you done for me lately in comics and things like that. So the keys do okay. Some of the the store variants with the Homelander, but that were limited to 300 or limited to 50 in high grade do really well, sell $300 to $500. So there's some decent stuff out there, but it's not Walking Dead. Whoever's going to come out next season, like the first Soldier Boy did really well, and he hit pretty hard in the show, and he still is. So that's a good thing. So it's TV spec these days. I think people caught on to that. So It is what it is. To me, buy it if you want to collect it, buy it if you like the show, or if you you got strong enough stomach for the show, maybe you have strong enough stomach for the comics, maybe.
And the comic is totally different than the show. The show is so much better than the comic, and that, for me to say that, it means a lot because I'm a huge Garth Ennis fan. But
yeah,
the show is on a different level compared to the comic.
It's crazy.
I agree because I love the show, but I do like the comics, and the stories are like, it's the boys, dude. It's effed up. It's great.
Were you guys surprised as I was that the Homelander hit as hard publicly as he did?
What do you mean?
He's one of those. I mean, he's one of those iconic villains. I mean,
I think it has to do a lot with the actor, dude. He killed it. I
don't disagree, but I didn't expect him to be. I mean, he's on fucking shirts, Halloween. Like, I was looking at the NYCC. He was one of the most people cosplaying. Like, that's a big fucking deal all of a sudden, which really surprised me. As a knockoff Superman in the comic, you know what I mean? Like the anti-Superman, and for the way that they turned it in the way they did, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
They
did a great job. Even though I hate Seth Rogen, I really hate that guy with a passion. It's weird how somebody can go from like just being like I love the dude and everything he does to just complete hate for him. And there's very few people that I have that for, and I feel like he's one of them now. Like I don't give a fuck about your pottery, bro. Go fuck off.
No, we got to talk about Preacher, because Preacher was one of the big spec books when CBSI first started. Literally, like that was one of the driving ones. I remember Sean and I were at WonderCon. Was it 8 years ago when we got snuck into the preview?
It was the whatever year that this. I don't think it was that long ago, but whatever year but it's close to that, 6 or 7 probably. I could be wrong. Anyway, us, you and I and Walker. Yeah, so Trey and I, we go upstairs at WonderCon. They're gonna show Preacher 1, right? So we literally walk in line. And so if you've ever been to con or, big convention, whatever the hell, they'll have a line and then they have gaps because they can't, it's fire hazards and you can't stand in this hallway. Okay, you stop here. We can't have anybody blocking the doors. So the line could start 150 feet away at the next hallway or something, whatever, right? So Trey and I and this guy Tim that we met for the first time that a lot of people remember from CBSI. We end up walking around the corner, and we realize we're in the back of the first line, if this makes sense, to get in. So we cut hundreds of people, and we legit didn't do it on purpose, and nobody said anything. And we did realize, and then I can't lie, we didn't get out of line because we wouldn't have got in. That wouldn't have been close. And one of my only things that I really wanted to be able to do was sell Preacher, because Preacher's like still. I'll never have a spec book as big as Preacher, because I'll never probably spec on like too much like that hard again. I did every time a Preacher 1 went up on eBay. They said they're going to make this series, Brian might not. Whatever with the team. I like the writing. I love the series. I read it. I've read it a couple times. Whenever that would come out, I would bid Preacher #1 over $100 on eBay, every single copy, whichever copy. And it could have been up to 130, 140, depending on the grade. If I won, cool. I took it. It's not like I canceled. And if I didn't, somebody outbid me. They paid $150, $200. Cool. They lost. But every single copy hit basically hit $100. And I took them all, and I graded them all. Graded 13s. Preacher Preview was a big spec back then.
I was going to say that was you were doing the ones, and I was all over the fucking.
I came
previews.
up, dude. I found the card that came with the Preacher Preview literally a couple days ago in a box. Like they had the advertisement, just the card that says "Repent," and it's an advertisement that came with the preview. I believe it came with the preview. Yeah, it did. I'm not in the same, not like in a bag, but they came to the store at the same time. Just an advertisement that the stores had. So that, and then the preview, and then the preview is the rare one. So did the same thing with those, and I was buying those first. And like I said, literally, Preacher paid for my wedding. It was like let everything go. It was perfect. It was perfect timing. It was perfect timing, and so that's why it's hard to hit again. I said in the chat here, I thought because of the boys. Some of the people did learn from the boys and Preacher for obvious reasons. Same writers should be compared. That's good reason. It's crazy shit. Preacher just didn't have, unfortunately, wasn't able to be. FX did a good job with making it as raw as they could. Or was it AMC? AMC made it a good job as being as raw as they could, but they couldn't. They didn't have the freedom that Amazon has with the boys or Netflix or whatever, you know what I mean, HBO. And so they did their best. I liked it. I don't know. I enjoyed it.
He even
I liked it. I watched every episode of Reach. I liked it.
Even when he knew it was bad, Sean fucking stayed course. Was like,
I stayed, good. Man. No, I liked it. The guy that played Jesse was good. The guy that played Cassidy's friggin' amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Ruth Nega was fucking really good.
It was just the writing on it was terrible.
They switched up. They kept a lot of the same plot lines. They switched up. Air Star was amazing. They switched up Tool Up, and she did an amazing job. Yeah, Ruth did. I don't know. So I was fine with it. But The Boys is one of my favorite shows, literally of all time. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Homelander might be my favorite character in TV history.
sick. Yeah.
I don't get people think I'm insane.
Well,
I just love watching that guy just throw tantrums and cut people up with lasers and just fuck anything he wants.
I feel like Garth Ennis is kind of like that the 90s version of Frank Miller and Alan Moore, right? He's kind of like that guy that just no matter what he writes is good. He's kind of like shut in. He doesn't really come out very often. And he's one of those guys that has a fan base that will buy whatever he can. Thank God he's continuing to put out stuff. But speaking of Alan Moore, the guy just hates everything to hate about comics.
Dude,
Like,
God, I can't tell you how much I've thought about this, and he's right. Hey guys, I read comic book. I literally didn't read the rest of the X-Men today after literally thinking about. It's like, no, I'm serious. He's not fucking wrong. Like comic books.
I didn't see the article.
No, it was the same thing we talked about last week with like the fucking Scooby-Doo shit. Like we have taken something that was made for kids and we've tried to take it into adulthood and to make it our own. And we bitch, like number one, bitch, complain, moan. But is it really our place to do that? And the more I've thought about it, I really can't tell you how much I've thought about this since I've read this article. He's not fucking wrong. Like, I shouldn't be reading comic books and caring about the outcomes at my age because it's these characters.
I disagree.
Okay, collecting is one thing, but like I said, like I don't know. Maybe.
What if you were reading a novel? Would it be any different?
Yes, novels are. I think.
Just because of the pictures?
Yeah, it just comic books is just. And here's the thing: it might have changed. I might be in that weird fucking age window where I just don't see things like I should. But
full on get off my lawn, Clint Eastwood.
I'm not far from that. I'm honestly not far from that. But I just don't know if, like I said, should I give a fuck about who the new X-Men Red Team's going to be?
Yes, because you were getting excited about it, bro. And that was so amazing. I'm glad you're asking this and I'm glad you used the X-Men thought because to watch you talk about how great that X-Men stuff was, it made other people excited, bro. And that's how we knew it was good. And that's how we knew that you were into it. That's the type of shit that's the reason that we talk about comics to each other. That's the reason why people watch YouTube shows about this stuff because they love hearing that. They love the characters that they grew up with. They enjoy the entertainment aspect of it. Comics isn't for kids anymore. I just think that the problem is that the people that we're giving the pen to, they can't write anymore, bro. They can't write anymore.
Omar V from the fucking top rope comment of the fucking night so far. honestly, we talked about this. We shouldn't. I don't know. I just like what comics are for kids now. Like, don't tell me these little chicken shit Scooby Doo. I saw those Scooby Doo. We all collected that Scooby Doo Harley 28 and all shit like that. But like, what?
Dude, they read the manga books.
Yeah,
that's where we're going with this. Like the shit like Heartless is doing. Is more and more kids are wrapping their head around like Luffy, One Piece, Goku, Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up Heartless. I want to get Heartless on here to do like a top 10.
Dude, his fucking channel's blowing up.
Yeah, I know, dude. His channel's great. By the way, you guys go check out Heartless. It's Heartless Weeb, I think it is on YouTube. I want to get Heartless to come on and do like a quick rundown of the hottest shit on the secondary market. You know, just a quick 2-minute thing because he is really into it and he's doing a good job.
He drove Sean and I one night a long time ago, stay their lives. True story.
Yeah, he helped me out big time.
He slept on my floor. I saved his life, dude. Whatever.
Oh, dude, that dude is crazy. You should have. I lived that too. Dude. Yeah.
I want to get him shit. I was gonna be. How do you have fucking time? I was like, did you actually have time to attend NYCC, or did you have a fucking camera in front of your fucking nose the whole time?
Yeah, but hey, dude,
poor guy's a content maker.
Look on this dude's face, man. This guy's not pissing on my Cheerios, man. I'm gonna enjoy whatever I want. He might be a better writer than me. He might be smarter than me. He might have. Nobody will know. More people might watch me on YouTube because he doesn't happen to have a show. You know, yeah, dude, man, Alan Moore's not ruining my day, man.
Yeah, he
He's
hasn't
not
written
ruining my
anything.
day, but he
I
just
will
made
like
me think
whatever I
about it.
like.
I'm a
Fair
huge
enough.
Alan Moore
It's just-
fan. I dude, his Swamp Thing is one of my all-time favorite runs in any type. It's one of my all-time pieces of. I know he says that he wants to get back into just doing prose specifically, but I feel like some of that Swamp Thing stuff was definitely prose at the time. You know, some of his League of Extraordinary, dude, how wordy was Watchmen? Watchmen was one of the wordiest comics you're ever gonna read. So
Dude,
I feel like he was doing that already.
I thought they were gonna actually bring Jesse Cut. I think I got drunk enough one night that I talked myself into Jesse Custer, the voice of God, was going to be the one that was going to save everyone in Doomsday Clock. That they were going. That was
dude.
It was going to no. It was going to be
Doctor.
It was going to be Dr. Manhattan versus fucking Jesse Custer, the voice of God, and that was going to be the big influx. But you fucking remember, I still called the fucking what's the Viola, the character Jesus Christ, the Suicide Squad chick.
Yeah, Amanda Waller.
Remember, I did call the Amanda Waller shit before, fucking a year before it happened, and she's still relevant in the DC universe.
That's true.
Vinny, let me ask you something, because Vinny is one of the guys that keeps his eye on the OA scene pretty heavily. Could you imagine having some original art from Alan Moore's run, and then having, I know he didn't do it, but just having original art from that run, and then having Alan Moore sign it?
See, I mean, I kind of think that way, because that's what I was saying. Even at NYCC this year, I had I wanted all the creators to sign the page. So I think it's cool. You know, I know that he wasn't actually a part of it, but he's part of that story, right? So
yeah, I love his Captain Britain run too, BK. Like that is one of the thing that really got me like to love Alan Moore, when I found out that he had such a big hand in creating the Captain Britain we all know and love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. And even his Supreme run was good. His Supreme run was great. A lot of the stuff he did at Tomorrow's
was fucking really good.
Yeah.
That's some of his most underrated stuff was the Supreme stuff.
Yeah, be on the lookout for those newsstand Supreme issues. So
Vinny, I will PayPal you $5 if you can tell me the name of Captain Britain, the character of Captain Britain plays.
What do you mean, who he plays?
Captain Britain. What's his real name? What's his real character's name? And you can't Google it. Look up. Keep your hands up. Hands up here.
Something Braddock? Yeah, isn't it? But I don't remember the first name.
It's Brian Braddock, so I'll send you $250. You got half.
Yeah,
of it.
there you go. Half of it.
Well done, Vinny. You get $250.
That'll work.
Good, brother. Look at you, Vinny. Vinny's reading comic books and shit.
Yeah. Did you guys see this? CGC's opened up its video game grading.
Yeah.
This is pretty interesting. We talked to Matt on Saturday, not last Saturday, but Saturday before, and he said that everything's moving along with it. And here they go, getting into submissions.
Yep.
Vinny,
they're cheaper than WADA, so they're coming out swinging right now. So
have you decided to send anything in?
I'm going to. Apparently they open up next week. I think the 14th and 15th. So
we need to get Marcus's ass to fucking submit Bulletproof.
He's got to submit that Bulletproof, man. And I bet you they're not going to have any idea what it is once he submits it. Then they're going to have to do a bunch of research to figure out what he even sent in. But
I wonder if it matters how big the box is. I've got like Star Raiders computer games.
Oh, I think CGC is they actually have different size cases. So that's the thing. WADA doesn't actually have different size cases, so everything has to fit in that same case. VGA does it, and from what I've seen so far with CGC, I think that they're going to be able to do it. I think they're manufacturing their own cases, because you can't really, to be honest, you can't really get super far in the video game grading scene without actually being able to grade it. I mean, I think it's a lazy excuse to say, oh, we just haven't made cases that fit that, so we're just not going to grade it. That's not that. What does that do for the hobby? That sucks.
Yeah.
Louis completely right. This is when you take advantage of turnaround times. If you have something, get your shit together very, very quickly and get them turned in.
I actually asked if they would have taken stuff at NYCC, but they said not yet. I guess they must have announced it right after I left.
I think I'm going to, you know what? I might do that tomorrow and videotape this. I'm going to send in that second print Call Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Nice.
Dude, Fighting Codenames just put a comment down and said he met Alan Moore at Gosh Comics in London and he was cheerful and signed everything. Okay, I have two questions. One, how long ago was it? And two, when you say everything, does that mean Swamp Thing? Does that mean Watchmen? Does that mean Superman? Does that mean, I want to know what he signed, because the word on the street is he won't sign any of that shit. It's all got to be like his newer shit that he published on his own. So definitely let us know that, Fighting Codenames. I don't know, man. I'm very interested to see. One thing that we're going to start doing here, you guys, is we're going to start basically, I guess, putting our money where our mouths are and putting our items, on the table. We're going to start getting our stuff graded, right? We each have multiple things that we want to get graded, whether it's cards, comics, toys, games, magazines, all kinds of stuff. And we're going to start creating some content showing us going through those items, getting those items ready, showing you how to go in and submit these items. And to be honest, one of the people that we lean on pretty heavily is the guy you see below, Big Leg. And I would love to get Big Leg, to come in and give us his advice on some of this stuff, because he's at the forefront, especially grading comics. But a lot of people are they feel like the task is a little too daunting for them. And, Trey kind of was saying before the show that, and I agree with him, that he feels like if we kind of give you guys a quick run through on how to do it and how easy it is, you guys will be more apt to do it yourselves. And we also, like, if you guys do it yourselves, tag us in that, and we'll create a hashtag for you to post your videos too. And I would love to, have that content continue. And maybe we'll do some giveaways for you guys. But I think that will really help.
Yeah.
We got some big news to announce too. We're going to wait, but Sean has signed an agreement to do an OnlyFans with On the Radar. We looked at our numbers. We only have 0.8% women watching. It made perfect sense. I talked to Sean about it. We got a deal cut. He's going to start putting content out next week. When we told you to get on the fucking Discord, we weren't meaning about anything else. We're razzing all kinds of shit. We're razzing dates with Sean.
They think it's his leg.
One hat per show.
They think it's his leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, guys, back to the CGC video games. I just wanted to mention that so just for like a CIB, for example, it's $105 essentially with CGC and versus $170 at WADA. And also the ratios of their grading are a little bit different. So CGC assigns 25% to the cart, 25% to the manual, and 50% to the box, whereas WADA assigns 30% of the grade to the cart, 20% to the manual, and 50% to the box.
What's this personalization thing here? That's kind of interesting. Do you see this? Add a personalization to the certification level to indicate a video game's past or present ownership.
I think that's awesome.
That's so badass. You could be like, hey, my grandma bought this for me in 1985 before she passed or whatever. That is so fucking cool. It is, but it's a fucking great idea.
Big Leg pedigree on the way.
Yeah.
Let's go. In a similar vein, I don't know if we're trying to move or not, but did you guys see the any of the lives from eBay and whatnot?
Gotta go to school. We usually good.
The eBay and whatnot lives for the PSA Funko grading at NYCC.
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there and I get the NYCC PSA push from eBay.
Yeah,
and I'm like, whoa. And now I don't know. I mean, I'm comic books. I can't remember if I've ever bought or sold a Funko. But I mean, I have. I've got plenty of them. Like you can see right over my shoulder. But like on eBay or not. I don't think most of mine are from eBay. Most of mine are not expensive ones. They're just ones I like, Motu shit, whatever. There's GPK, WWF, Motu tops, whatever. And so that stuff. But so they went with that. So within like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, eBay had, I want to say 17,000 live viewers watching the app. So needless to say, whatever they put up sold in like a 1/4 of 1 second.
Wow.
Now, this isn't like a follower. For all I know, they pushed it out to every eBay user, and that's not. No one can F with that. That doesn't. You know what I mean? There's not clearly there's more eBay users than there are, I don't know maybe if Amazon put it out, but other than that, nobody can put out more. So that was crazy. Then they had the same PSA announcement on Whatnot, and which was a few hours later, and both of them claiming to have the first PSA Funko for sale. But anyway, that got, I don't know, probably like up to like 700, which isn't bad for just the Whatnot account. But if there was like when they have Logan Paul or whichever Paul brother it is that sells on there, that beat that messes with the eBay numbers. Or when they had my drawing a blank, but the face tattoo guy that everybody loves, doing the playing the Magic against the guys.
Post Malone, yeah.
Post Malone. I'm sorry, getting old, I guess. And so they to see those two was kind of trippy. And dude, PSA, man, they're leaving the same size baseball card label on the front of a Funko box.
Oh, dude, I think it's fucking hilarious.
It's from the same printer. They're not even gonna fucking get they're not gonna get a new printer. Like, seriously, to put it across, to put that information on there. We know why they do it at the size of a card. It's the size of a card. We get that. But they have the same block print. I'm like, dude, it's this little label in a Funko box. And it's like, all right. And also, all right, the video game grade, okay. The Funko grade, I get it, man. But like, grading a box is so strangely subjective, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They're gonna have problems with the. They're gonna have a whole big old issue, man.
Who owns Funko?
Dude, I gotta be honest with you.
But they have licenses with fucking everybody, as far as I can tell.
We used to make fun of Mel literally. Mel was the only person on the old Unpressables who used to talk about Funkos. He had a Biggie and a Pac. Yeah. He did really, really good. Honestly, that's the first time, and we used to make fun of him because he was going and chasing Funkos and shit with fucking whatever that one dude's name was and this and that. And I thought it was going to be a flash in the pan. 6 years later, here we are talking about them now getting graded. I thought
eBay owns a 25% stake in Funko.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Think about that one, you guys.
In the original place they'd sell the Funkos was at, to the best of my knowledge, at Universal City Walk, which is at Universal Studios in Hollywood, North Hollywood. So it was like a really cool, we all love the nostalgia shit. So I love the stores they come out. I want to say Bob's Big Boy or something was the first one. And then they just started selling, bobbleheads turned into Funkos, basically, kind of a deal. And so it was pretty cool. I would watch. There is I think it's probably 5 years old at least, but there's a pretty decent documentary. Cool hour and a half or something like that. That's going on. That's been on Netflix for a while. For a little background on them that I find interesting. It's interesting stuff. But yeah, just seeing that PSA is gonna just go ahead and do it. Okay. I mean, so the next people are next. All I know is we should have invested in plastic. Should have invested in the Funko cases or whatever that they've been selling for a while.
They're nice, man. I like the one my Jordan came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to actually buy some for the decent ones I have. I've got a box of them that I robbed off some guy on Whatnot. Nice, dude.
Nice, man.
Yeah, Vinny's got a nice one. I mean, dude, this is what the Jordan came in.
That's badass, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's I don't know if you guys saw this, but he's wearing his number 12.
Oh.
So that's what this is. This is from San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of people didn't even know it was available.
You got it from PSA, right?
Yeah, PSA.
I went up to the PSA booth at NYCC and I was like, do you guys have any Jordan Funko Pop? I was wondering if they had something like that.
And what did they
say? That was a good scoop, Brian. That was a really good scoop.
Yeah, dude. And they didn't have them available. You had to put in for them. You had to sign a little thing. And so I was like, fuck it, why not? So I picked up 2 of them. I'm going to flip them. They're going for about 100.
What's great is the 3 people in the chat other than myself are the 3 people you guys, if you ever want to learn how to get the good exclusive at a con, follow Vinny and follow Sean. and you'll get the fucking good exclusives. Bryan's the same way. Like, if you want to learn how to fucking work a con the correct way, there's no two people who do it better than fucking Vinny and Sean. True story.
Unless I already found what I want, then you're just following me to the cocktail line.
Yeah,
So I think that's it. Or buffalo wings.
That is SDCC this year, pretty much.
I told Vinny I was jealous of him going to NYCC because he didn't even spend much time at the con. He spent much time outside of the con, which sounds like a big leg like modus operandi, and I love that. I love that. MO.
I ended up just leaving, hanging out way too late, and then here's the thing: I had an exhibitor badge, but I woke up every day at like 10:30 in the morning, so I didn't even get to the con till like 11:30 or 12. So,
hey man, it's San Diego. It's fun.
Yeah.
And plus, man, this is the first year cons have really been back. So you know what I mean. I think we all been taking advantage and having a good time. So I'm doing Baltimore again to see everybody in a couple weeks.
What was it the book you two did damage on at SDCC? Or can you say? If you can't, it's cool.
Spawn, yeah.
Well, we got, I mean, more than Spawn, but I did well on other books. Like
Be right back, guys.
The Nottingham you put me on, dude. I'm pretty sure I got 200 for it.
Nice.
And then, that was the one with the line on it that was not. Well, this one will be half price. And there's this line on it that it's a glossy cover. It looks like it's printed on there. I'm all, oh, okay, I'll take it. Nobody wanted it. I was like, really? Like, I didn't even put it in the listing. You can't tell. You would never know. Like, if you didn't compare it to the other 49 copies, CGC is not going to know. And but no, the Spawn, I got in line a bunch of times for the Spawn, but like they didn't say, they were like, you just have to get in line again. I was literally told by someone very important there, was like, just get in line. So I kept getting in line. We could have kept going too. Probably should have.
Yeah.
I
think so. Eventually, I was just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. But that made the con though. It sucked that there wasn't as many exclusives that we could. Because they weren't real exclusives. Like, we're releasing on the NBA just got hurt. Day.
Guess who in the NBA just got hurt?
Oh God, it's on right now, dude. It's in Ontario. Almost went to the game. I don't
Zion.
know the answer though. Huh? Zion. Okay, we're the middle of the Clippers' last preseason game, and it's only.
I would put that juju on you.
Like a 15-minute drive.
Put that juju.
Like, come on.
I'm gonna put that fucking juju on you, Sean.
Yeah, I was like, man, come on, dude.
But guys, Sean's fucking team this year, UCLA's undefeated. He's got one squad, his original squad, the one that he pushed to the side for all these years. They're fucking undefeated.
UCLA to the side, man. It's not my team. I'm a Bruin.
That's right.
I'm not a fan. I am a Bruin. I got a diploma that says so.
Is your hat being blurred by like software that Bryan has, or is it just a black square?
No, it's a flag. It's a black on black with the American flag.
I thought it was like some cuss words that Bryan was miraculously fucking editing out on the fly. Now I see the flag.
No, yeah, it's just black on black.
Shout out to Ferd Bird for the $4.99 super chat. Says,
dude, he's got a fucking good Instagram page.
Oh yeah,
Ferd Bird's the man, dude.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize it, but he has one of those fun pages where you can tell that he actually enjoys what he collects. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love Ferd Bird. Ferd Bird's a good dude. All right, let's get into the market report real quick, and then we'll end the show out with Trey's X-Men talk because we missed out on it last week. So we're gonna run through the market report real quick. Let's get on it. Here we go. Hold on here. I got to change up everything. All right. Some of the things that I saw this week that were very interesting. So ISOM is selling about $300 a clip. A bunch of copies sold for $300. Some signed, some not. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see that happen. Shout out to Eric July and everything that the guy is doing. Death of Superman 30th anniversary, the foil now. Now, this is the one that you could buy multiple copies of. I don't know if it was limited or not, but there was a ton of them. 9/8 are selling for $416. So that's interesting. How about a Russ Heath original art 2-page splash from Our Army at War sold for $3,400?
That's awesome.
Dude, a Sergeant Rock 2-page splash from one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. That's pretty damn cool, dude.
I always,
beautiful.
I always wanted an Army at War 83. Never tracked one down.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Real tough. You don't
next,
even see them, much less, you know.
Yeah. A foreign Avengers #1, the Australian, which is beautiful color wise. I mean, look at that. Just absolutely gorgeous. This was a fine, very fine. So for 720 Australian, I'm not sure how much that is American, but that's a lot for that foreign.
Dude, look at Loki. Loki looks like the Batman Ben Azur colors. He's got fucking orange and purple. That's
I
cool.
love it. Yeah, I love the colors on that. That Lady Death Heartbreaker is a great looking book too. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Great color on it.
Books.
Yeah.
Limited 250.
It's crazy how, like, when an artist submits it himself, you get those 9.9s, huh?
Yeah. Shout out to Greg Horn.
Crazy, unbelievable. Greg Horn's a great dude. See my video spinning on ramps with him.
It's awesome.
I
was jealous I wasn't in that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a second print in poor condition, you guys. A second print in poor condition sold for $671.
Hey, by the way, there were multiple people in the comments were talking about the pressing delays at CBCS and CGCC. Guys, send your books to Big Leg and fucking Red Hood. Don't fuck around. Trust me on this. I can 100% say there's no one who knows more about comic book pressing than I do. And the two guys who are doing it the right way are Sean and Red Hood. Don't fucking wait 420 days. I don't know. What is your turnaround time right now?
Well, it might be disimproving, as you're aware. So I'm not sure what I can do right now, guys. You can you can hit me up, but and those of you that have them, they're up now. Let's put it that way. Nice. So I don't know what mine is at this moment. It's normally fast. So
and I'm retired as fuck.
It's usually a month. So
I press books for one person and this guy, and I hate doing it.
There's another guy also hit up Chungy, hit up Philip Chung and Chungy Comics and Half Price Cook. I don't know if Half Price Cook is still pressing as much as he was, but he's another guy.
I think he took a big dealer gig, so maybe he hasn't advertised much. I haven't talked to him as much as usual, but I know Chungy's taking stuff and he's done a good job.
I know Chung too. Gas station Chung, fucking slinging gas and pressing books.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next we have got, I put that Avengers on there twice because it's so nice, and a Dell Giant 48, a 4.5 raw. That's what they're grading it as. It looks pretty nice, to be honest, from here. But first comic book appearance of the Flintstones for $300. Yeah, that was a buy it now. Just probably a quick pickup.
I love this book.
Yeah. Venom Lethal Protector #1 gold. Tough to find those in high grade at all, obviously, because of the cardstock cover. But this one says unread, very fine to near mint minus for $356.
I've never seen one. That's one of those books. I mean, I travel the country both ways, and I never found one.
I found one. This is going to piss you guys off because it pisses me off telling the story. I found one about 3 years ago at a garage sale. I saw the guy advertising garage sale on Craigslist, and I could just see a corner of a comic book peeking out, and I saw the gold. I instantly knew what it was, and I went there, and it had a bent corner on it, so it was a little messed up, but he had cards there, and he had a stack of cards, and all the cards, and in that was a Nolan Ryan rookie. And I go, I'll take this, and he goes, I don't know if I want to sell it, and he balked at selling it, and I should have pushed him more and just be like, just give me a price, man. And I walked away from it, and I regret it every day, dude. Every day.
Do you carry $100 bills at garage sales? I mean, legitimately, it makes a difference.
Yep.
$100 bills make a big difference over $20 bills when you're buying shit like that at garage sales. I've noticed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pull out the fucking big wood, the fucking hammer, unzip it, and quit fucking around, and people will play ball.
Yep.
There was a garage sale that I went to. It was about 40 minutes away. I drove there. They had pictures of the comics. It turned out it was just like a dealer from our local show, and I was like, oh. And he was like, man, you're not supposed to be here. And I was like, damn it.
Next on the list, this Albedo one, dark red, first print. of this issue. A lot of people talk about obviously Albedo 2, this and that, but a lot of those Albedo books are really tough to find. And this is a signed PGX 9.2. So you guys know about PGX reputation and everything, but it's still sold for $740.
Dude, I don't like the PGX slander because literally early on, that's what Big Leg and I used to do was fucking buy PGX blue labels, press them, and then turn them in. I mean, their grading isn't that far off. I mean, I understand people talk to shit. I know the old Ninja Turtle story, but PGX isn't that bad of a grading company. I know they get shit on a lot, but their grading is consistent. Always has been.
I don't know who Steve Mannion is. Have you guys ever heard of him? I don't know who he is, but this original art of Vampiro and Lady Death sold for $490, but it is beautiful. Pretty damn interesting looking art. I've never seen that artist before, though. Maybe chat knows who he is.
Wasn't he a backup quarterback on the Giants?
Sounds like it.
That sounds like
Yeah.
Played shortstop for Tidewater.
Yeah. Midget Vampirella. You're right. You're right, Vinny. That's why I put it on here. Dig those midgets. Bone first print, a 9.2 sold for $3,200 with $80 shipping.
Nice.
Not surprising.
I'm upset that
Decent deal.
would never happen.
$80 shipping. I expect the motherfucker to drive to my house and hand it to me.
Yeah.
Not joking, for $80.
I still have never seen one of those in the wild. I want one so bad. Next, there we go, you guys. The big RRP sold this week. A lot of cool variants, signed variants sold, but 10 grand for the biggest dog in the game. I still think that Batman 608 RRP is the greatest variant ever. I think it beats the 60 Spider-Man. What is it?
667 Del Auto.
667 Del Auto. I think it beats the Turner Supergirl, which used to be the number 2 forever. Dude, this to me is the book. I love it.
I'll say this. I owned 4 copies of ASM 667 Del Auto. I never sniffed a copy of 608 RRP. And Big Leg knows, a lot of the guys know I hunted and looked and looked and looked. I almost had a 9.4 bought at one point in time, but it just felt too burnt. I just couldn't have a 9.4 touching my 9.8s. Just didn't pull the trigger.
Oh man, you 9.8 snobs.
You always think you're gonna find what you don't find.
World War Hulk number 1. I got a couple of these on the list tonight. There's a 9.8 Michael Turner signature series that's just right there. You can see it right there. Sold for $560 on 71 bids. It has the Turner autograph, which is tough to find. That is a beautiful cover by Michael Turner, one of the best all-time comic artists, so underrated. And then you see that gorgeous Miss Marvel number 1 Turner. It has Turner and Stan Lee, sold for $490.
And you get sort of a bump on that that limited Stan label.
Yeah.
People like that thing. That's worth $100 or something. I think that's, to be honest with you, I think that's low for that. I think that's really low for that.
I think that both of them are low. Yeah.
Look how bad the signatures fuck up the cover, though.
I'm with you. I don't like signatures.
I mean, you got Stan Lee's big ass fucking.
Yeah. That's why Michael Turner's looks so good on the bottom there.
That doesn't look bad because it's clean. But then you got Stan Lee just fucking weekend at Bernie's in his ass, just fucking signing anything.
Yeah. There's that Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man 1 in 50, the Fiona Staples in 9.6 sold for almost $2,500. Another one of those crazy books.
Yeah, sold mine for $100.
This upcoming book right here, holy
the
shit,
Max Ashcan, the blue, signed by Sam Keith, almost $1,500. That is one of those rarest Ashcans, the ones everybody's looking for, the ones that everybody's trying to replicate. Is the Max Ashcans, and that's a cool buy right there.
Yeah.
So, Invincible number 2, the Adam Eve gold foil, sold for less than $500. You guys,
explain to me why it's worth $5.
That is super.
No,
low,
I'm dead
bro.
serious. Like, what the fuck? What is the significance of this book being worth $500?
Well,
battle damage. Tyler Kirkham only 150.
There's only one battle damage.
Artist.
That's fucking He-Man and Skeletor from 1988. I don't want to hear shit about any other battle damage fucking variant, because if you can't hit the chest and some shit
And
doesn't
have it
pop
spin
out,
around,
it ain't
yeah.
fucking battle damage.
That
I
always
just
Come
bought
on, you
one
know
of
it
those
better
on
than
my
anybody.
trip. I bought a battle damage Skeletor on my
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah, Jesse told me this week that they had a Edge of Spider-Verse land sell for $8,000, $8,500. So that's pretty good too. I saw that, and that Invincible book is crazy low on that, which is nuts. That was the one everybody wanted for the longest time, that Adam Eve one. So I don't know. Next on the list,
Dumb. It's so fucking dumb. I'm sorry. It's
So-
just like, it's like, how does no one else see how dumb this is?
so check that out, you guys. You add a Lou Ferrigno and a Ramita autograph to that Hulk, and you get a point lower, and it goes for triple the price. How about that?
Why'd they
So
put
the
a
first
name
one we
on there,
looked at, went for, where is it? Right there, 560. And then the next one, and that's a 9.8 signed by Turner. You add Stan Lee, Lou Ferrigno, and Ramita, and you get 1,400 and a point.
It's on the same day also.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that? Why in the fuck is 9.8 even anywhere? 9.8 doesn't need to be even typed in that anywhere on that. Why is it there?
For
I've been drunk and high enough where I
clicks
fucking
and
literally
views.
I see the 9.8 and would just click on it and buy it and not realize it till I got home.
I saw it
That's
first.
bullshit selling, in my opinion. What do you
I
guys
agree
feel
too.
about that?
I agree too. Why put the 9.8 on there?
You gotta at least put not 9.8, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even that's faxy as fuck.
Maybe he
Yeah,
showed
I'll
the
do
She-Hulk
that.
9.8 with it. Maybe that's why it's so expensive. I don't know. Maybe I missed that, but that Mickey Mouse Weekly #1 is badass. And I think Vinny talked about that book when he did his little spotlight on the Mickey Mouse stuff. When he comes back, we'll have to ask him, because that is a cool book. Sold for $605 from 1936. That's crazy, dude.
The colors on it are still amazing.
Yes. You see that, Vinny?
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't talk about this book though, and it came out, I think, a couple years after those other books I was talking about, because I think it was 1931 and 1932. Those two books I was talking about.
Yeah, it's a cool book, man.
Man, it's great. Yeah, I mean, any of those books, like, it's 1930s. How can you go wrong?
Exactly. All right, G.I. Joe. Those multiple packs, those multiple figure packs from 2004, they were Toys R Us, I think, exclusives. I had all of them. I think I sold a couple of them. I don't know if I still have the Night Force one, but $370 for that is crazy. But as you can see, more nostalgia. And then the Anti-Venom Task Force sold for $180. But look at that. Kenner Star Wars Droids prototype unreleased coin of Mon Julpa. I don't know who that is. AFA 85, almost $1,500 for that thing. And I told you guys that the promos and the unreleased stuff, the prototypes, are starting to pop up. More and more people needing money that worked at those places. So, all right. Next on the list, some more G.I. Joe stuff. This is the Real American Hero Special Mission Brazil set, which is so tough to come by. Loose, $370 on that set.
What other show are y'all gonna get up on fucking Brazilian Hasbro G.I. Joe variant? Our fucking show.
The Night Force Outback, $209. Wow. Usually lost pieces on that. Love the Night Force stuff with the Shockwave. It came with the Shockwave, which is awesome. They're one of the greatest G.I. Joe figures ever. Look at that custom Prime Ultraverse Marvel Legends figure. A custom figure. It sold for $457. That's an Alan Moore fan that bought that, I imagine.
Jeez.
It's cool. Is it $457? Cool? Probably not, but
How about that Hasbro Pokemon multi-pack? It's got a mini Game Boy in it, it looks like. It's a battle set. It's sold for $326 on 26 bids. The Star Wars Droids Frome figures, there's 3 of them, I believe. That Tig Frome one always sells high, $461 loose, just the figure. And then the famous Masters of the Universe, vintage Savage He-Man. That's the similar to the Wonder Bread figure, sold for $960 on 18 bids. Tough to come by. Next, we've got, look how badass that Dick Tracy poster is from 1990. That's
was that the
badass.
biggest McDonald's promotion of all time? Legitimately, I don't remember a bigger. I remember McDonald's for like 5 months, just nothing but fucking Dick Tracy.
I'm sure they've done other crazy stuff, but I agree, it's up there. I remember when episode 1 was coming out. I forget if it was McDonald's or Burger King, but they did a crazy promotion. If that was McDonald's, it might have been Star Wars. Dude, that travel poster from 1969 to me is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Totally got that psychedelic feel. I love the old school like comic book planetary thing going on with the different color planets and stuff. It totally looks like old school like LB Cole comics and stuff, space comics. Those travel posters sell for ridiculous amounts, and I wish I owned that one. Almost $2,000 on 18 bids. And then one of my all-time favorite posters. Everybody has seen that Moren Quina poster in like the old school framing places inside the malls. I had one in my first house that I had when I was like 17 with me and all my buddies, and we each rent a room in a house. That was one of the first things I remember putting up on the wall because I thought it said marijuana in some different language, but obviously it isn't. It looks like it. It looks like it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still have that poster framed in my bathroom, dude, and I want the original. $2,000 for the original, man. I would have bought that if I would have known it was there. That is fucking cool as shit. All right, couple more we got here. Let's change up the view. We've got this right here. How about this? Pink Floyd The Wall, Series 1, 2004 limited edition box set of 6 figures. Have you guys ever seen these? How about that? How about that right there? That's a fucking funny figure. And dude, if it wasn't Pink Floyd, dude, I don't know what to say.
Is that
they had some.
It is. It 100% is, dude. Hold on.
Look at that nutsack, dude.
Does that not look like something like Paul would fucking have on his desk?
Yes. And I bet you he does. I
went to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a few months ago. They had some crazy giant a bit of the wall.
Do you know
that almost looks like
figure?
Almost looks like Robert Williams stuff, but worse.
Looks like Alan Moore without a beard.
Hall of Fame is in Oklahoma.
Is it?
That exists?
No,
seriously, go see that, dude. We need to get the videotape.
It's in the shittiest town in Oklahoma.
Oh man, Lawton.
It's bad. No, it's fucking Lawton shit. You can get some shit done in Lawton, boy. You ever need anything? I know a guy in Lawton that can get it done. I promise you.
This is interesting. A mail away Cobra. He says mail away Mickey Mouse plus mail away. It only went for $410. By the way, you guys, loose Mickey Mouse Cobras go for at the very lowest $300. I think this guy fucked up by not putting the Mickey Mouse as his main picture. Right? You put the Mickey Mouse as your main picture, and it would sell for more. The reason it didn't sell for so much is because people didn't realize the Mickey Mouse was part of it. And you got the Mickey Mouse, and you got the hooded mail away. For $410, that's a great buy. What a great buy, man! So be on the lookout.
The fact that you're so up on this shit, I love old GI Joe shit. See, this is what we're talking about. Like my favorite. People don't realize like we have so much fun doing this show because we don't know what's on the market report until Bryan drops it on us, and it's so much fun to see the different. Because you can tell like the shit that he likes, like concert posters, but the GI Joe stuff is so cool to me because that's the kind of stuff I collect too.
Amen, bro. Amen. This is interesting. One Piece card game. It's a parallel from a championship promo game, I guess. I don't know anything about this, but it sold for over $2,000.
Wow.
He's the most popular anime character. He's more popular than fucking Goku, but worldwide, believe it or not, Lefty.
And is One Piece based on the whole monkey thing too? What's that old fairy tale, the old monkey? Same thing that they based the Monkey Prince or something like that.
My brain's only developed enough to go over and do the Dragon Ball thing. I can't do multiple shit. Like I said, but it almost broke my brain trying to read subtitles when I was in fucking college.
Yeah.
Trying to keep up with the Dragon Ball shit.
Yeah.
You just FYI, guys, you can get a first appearance of One Piece for about half the price.
Boom.
Yep.
Boom. All right, next on the list. This is pretty amazing. We talked about Michael Turner earlier. This is absolutely unreal. A Michael Turner Fathom original cover layout. And it's, I mean, you got to remember, like, this type of stuff is so rare. This guy passed away years ago. Look how beautiful this is.
How did that only go for $1,100?
Exactly.
And it had a bid time.
Yes.
It was bidded on by multiple, like that was out there.
Yeah. And that's heartbreaking, man. And that's why I hate doing market report, and I love it and I hate it because I see the stuff that I should have bought on here. So
did you know about it?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I should have. Yeah. Next on the list, this is crazy. A Clayton Crane cover only sold for $486. Now, is it if this hat was sold before the debacle, I think it would have sold for double. I think people are kind of realizing what's going on. Look how crazy this cover is. I mean, let's do this. Look at that. I've never heard of No. It's called No Honor. I don't know if it's new or not, but that's pretty crazy to sell for less than $500 for a Clayton Crane cover piece. But Steal Your Wife guy is yeah.
Oh man.
That dude's
How about
got
this?
a cape on right now somewhere.
Where's Paul when we need to know if he sold his misprint? Because the Mirage Comics Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle #4, the second print Air cover, sold a 9.6 sold for a little over $1,000. And I don't know how super rare or anything this is, but supposedly it's an Air cover. Do you guys know anything about this?
Never heard.
I know it exists. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the error is.
It says it's a manufacturing. It says manufacturing error. Oh, I just figure anything Turtles is Paul's. It says manufactured with the wraparound cover art from Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 by Ryan Brown. So this is #4 from '87, and it's got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 by Ryan Brown on the cover. That's weird. I don't get this. So, but it sold for $1,000, a little over $1,000, which is cool. We talked about posters earlier. This might be one of the coolest posters that has ever sold on eBay, and the idiot couldn't turn the picture and sold it for more. This went for $375, you guys, and it's an original 1981 Apple poster.
Wow.
Look how cool that is, that robot. Contemplating eating a bite of the apple. What a great poster, dude.
That's crazy.
For 1981.
Look, he has 0 feedback. That's what I was say. There's a big 0. See if he's got any other listings, if you don't mind, B.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on here.
Probably doesn't.
Nope.
No.
Let's see if he sold anything. I'd never seen that poster, and just seeing that poster is crazy. Yeah, that's the only thing he's ever sold.
$72 shipping.
Yeah. Florida.
That throws people off, dude.
Look at that. What a great poster. I'm going to be on the lookout for this, man. It's probably like 5 times that, considering how cool that is. All right, here we go. Look at this one, you guys. First, and Vinny, tell me if you've heard of this. First appearance of Donald Duck anywhere?
No, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Good Housekeeping, June of 1934. People are going to be looking for this.
I love
Good
this shit.
Yep.
I fucking love this shit.
Yep. And here's the interior. Walt Disney Silly Symphony. There's Donald.
There he is right there. Top right hand.
Yep.
Is that
the
Porky?
Pig and Duck. It says the pig and duck began to shake. That definitely is Porky the Pig and Donald Duck.
What year was this?
This is June of 1934.
Could be.
Sold for $422. Cool. Yeah.
What month? Can you see what month it is? June. 34.
So start. And by the way, it's got more inside it than just that. So other crazy stuff.
It's got recipes and stuff.
I'm with Trey. This is my talk about bread and butter. This is my bread and butter. Magazine finds like this.
Vinny's been working on something very similar to exactly what we're talking about on some iconic first appearances of cartoon characters, Super Mario, some stuff like that. I'm not going to fucking piss in his Wheaties, but he's been working on some cool stuff exactly like this.
Yeah.
So they're saying his first published appearance is 1935 in a Whitman Western book, but this might actually
34.
Yep.
Yeah, 1934, and his first appearance in a actual, it was in a, like a film or whatever, and that was 1934. So that could be it.
Yeah, this is cool. There we go, you guys. That is awesome. Be on the lookout. Change your eBay searches. All right, this is a crazy book right here that I love. Catman Comics number 13. By the way, Catman Comics also has a creator first that's pretty amazing, and I'll let people go figure out what that is. But this is the supposedly it says, I like how it says Mike Carbo's Universe October auctions. I don't know if putting Carbo on there helps or hurts it, but $2,500 for this. Look how beautiful that cover is. I mean, wow.
Pays like $3 for that subtitle.
Yeah, exactly. What a cover.
He didn't do it himself. It's not really an issue.
Jesus. So there you go. 2,500 on that one. How about this? A Gene Colan original Ghost Rider. Look at this, you guys.
Nice.
Oh my God, dude.
Sick.
And look at the frame alone. Just the frame alone, how beautiful that frame is.
Yeah,
great
cool.
frame jobs are unreal. So this sold for $500. I can't believe it.
Wow.
I'd pay $500 for that in a heartbeat.
Is Gene Conlon?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, for sure. 100 something frame.
Yeah. Oh, at least.
Most likely.
Yeah, or more. It could be more. And then finally, we got two more things. Another piece of art. This is Mark Bagley, original art from Amazing Spider-Man 382. This is page 20.
Wow.
I'll show you guys here. Pretty awesome page. You got Hulk, you got Spidey. I mean, that is a great page to own. And it sold for over $6,000, you guys. Almost $6,500. Which is crazy to me. But here's the original page. Or here's the page with... It's also got Doc Samson in it, of course. But,
yeah,
man.
That's a nice page.
Yeah. And then, finally, I thought this was kind of interesting. I don't remember this. You guys might be aware of it. But this Punisher variant, a television variant... Nycc sold for $300. I don't remember this, but that's a pretty damn cool variant.
Yeah, it's cool as shit, dude. Bernthal's a man too.
Yeah, I love this. So that'd be a cool book.
Bitch, though.
Yeah, he definitely is. And that is the market report, you guys.
Somebody had to have their kid save them. That's all I know.
Yeah. But pretty cool stuff. Let's get into some X-Men talk because we missed it last week. And
dude,
let's hear it, Trey. What is your thought this week?
It's the most. Marvel is the biggest shit show right now. It's so out of order that Kieran Gillen had to make an announcement last week not to read the Eternals until it's so out of order. It's bad. The only thing I can say is Jean Grey's the baddest fucking bitch in the fucking Marvel universe. For what she did to Noel and King of the Black, but let's just say the progenitor judged her for being the Dark Phoenix and judged her down. She got mad, and at the end of X-Men 1, she basically said fuck it, and she went to go kill the progenitor herself. And that's where it's at. Honest to God, they end up showing that Legion didn't die from Uranus. It was a stalemate today in X of Legion. It's turned to shit, Brian. Marvel has fucked it up completely.
Yeah.
The Magneto stuff's really, really good, but it's diluted. Like today, this was the one today where they basically had Emma, Jean, and a couple of the other psychic X-Men control the the Eternals to attack the Celestial because Eternals fundamentally are programmed they can never harm their creators. So basically the X-Men telepaths have to hack the Eternals for them to actually fight this Celestial. So this is exactly what's going on. Emma is hopped on one of the the big new Eternals to go fight it. It sucks right now. I wish it was good. I wish Damian versus Batman was good. There's not a good book going right now.
I want to talk about Damian versus Batman in a second. I have that to talk about, but I want to ask about. Did you read the Nightcrawler issue, the tie-in this week for AVX? Did you see that?
I did.
Because Nightcrawler is supposed to be a big part of the upcoming Sinister stuff, so I want to hear what you thought about that whole tie-in with.
Well, the whole thing since the whole Hickman run started, basically, Nightcrawler is trying to create a mutant religion. Like, that's literally his whole thing. Is he's trying to understand what mutants are and what are their place and the whole religion. It's an interesting. This is a good book because he's basically going around Bamfin and trying to. He uses Iska the Unbeaten. He's basically using his Nightcrawler powers to try to make an assault on the progenitor, the big Celestial. And in this issue, it shows him stealing Captain America's DNA and passing it off to Magic in the Celestial Plane, which I talked about last week when they brought back Captain America instead of Cyclops with the Resurrection Protocol. This shows exactly how the X-Men got Captain America's DNA. But it really wasn't that much in it, to be honest with you, B.
What do you think about? I love that cover, that Mark Brooks cover. I don't know if I like the way his face, Nightcrawler's face looks. He looks a little bit too piratey to me, but
it just looks like his junk's coming right at your face.
Yeah,
too much for me. Just like if he's trying to throw his dick right in your face.
You talked about the Legion.
This was the best book.
Yes, I agree. I read this.
This
Thanos
basically
shit is
showed
awesome.
Yeah, it basically showed, because what happened was it showed in, I think it was X1, Death of Mutants 1. It showed Uranos and David Legion basically going to fight, and then it showed Legion, and then it basically next panel it shows Uranos coming back smoking, and then it basically insinuates that he killed Legion. Well, in this book, it basically says that they fought to a mental stalemate. And it basically showed how powerful Legion was and kind of how Magneto was his hero. And after Magneto dying, it basically made him want to be a hero and die a hero's death. Really good fucking issue. I enjoyed it.
What do you think about how they're playing off the Thanos stuff, especially with him and Eros?
I do. The Star Fox shit's horrible. That's the reason I'm having a hard time reading this.
Is it really?
Stuff.
Yeah,
dude, he's literally in comic book continuity. He's raped.
Oh yeah, he's a bad dude. The She-Hulk shit.
And then the whole reason they're fucking trying to put a bow tie on this cocksucker is because of the fucking little dress wearing what's his fake fuck.
Yeah.
And they're literally trying to shoehorn and turn Star Fox into this sexy good guy character now, and he's the prime Eternal during all this. He's just fucking weird.
I just like that they're telling more of the Thanos story.
This is the kind of shit Alan Moore's not wrong. I shouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck
the Thanos shit is good though. I really like the Thanos stuff. I think that they really messed up killing off Thanos in the MCU, and I just love the fact that he's still around as heavy as is in the comic world. You don't have to kill off villains in the movies because you don't get shit like this. But yeah, I don't know, man. The Star Fox stuff is very interesting. I continue to talk about Iron Man 55 being one of the most underrated books. If they continue to put that much effort into creating Star Fox as Eros as a character for the MCU, man, not only do you have the first Thanos, you have the first Drax and the first Eros. Oh boy,
3. And the only other book
Uranos
that has that
too, right? Isn't Uranos' first real first appearance in that also? No,
it's in a weird panel, and it looks like he looks like Zeus more than anything. But no,
what up, Marcus? What up, brother?
Nah, we ain't paying him no attention. It's Marcus ain't shit night around here. No, we love Marcus, but this. And then what's crazy is most of us saw the timeline. Shout out to Vinny. Vinny got me a panel book with basically maybe have some X-Men. But if you read the timeline of what's coming up, if they fucking ruin Krakoa and take this, because basically it's saying in the summer of 2023, it's the fall of X. And I'm hoping it's just Charles Xavier who the fucking fall, and it's not Krakoa and the whole mutant nation.
Sinister's up to some crazy shit, bro.
I've been looking for a cheap copy of 221 fucking 9.8, and I just haven't been able to.
What did you guys? I want to. Okay, since we're on the new comics that came out this week, there's a couple books that I want to talk to you guys about. One that I feel like a lot of people aren't as big on as I am, but I think this is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. I know some people don't like Maria Wolf as much. I think Maria Wolf is amazing, but this Ghost Rider, Maria Wolf, is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. This came out yesterday. It is the Ghost Rider #7 variant, Maria Wolf. Oh, man.
What's the ratio on it?
I don't know if it's a ratio. It just says variant. So I don't know if it's a ratio or not. This is.
I love that fire.
Oh, bro. And you can see, I love how Maria Wolf she's so intricate. It's like looking at a highlights back page. You know, you're searching for pictures and
It'd take Peach Mimosa fucking 9 months to draw that shit.
Yeah. Open order says Omar V, but I think it's a great open order book. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. One of the most beautiful covers I think I've seen all year. It's fascinating.
I'm gonna have a copy of that.
Oh yeah, man.
Peach is badass. She just got overused.
She
can't do 10 covers a week. Look at any of her stuff before, and she was fucking amazing.
Why can't she? Literally, why can't she draw 10? Have you seen how long it takes her to draw?
Look how intricate her stuff used to be. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that Usagi is amazing. What about this? This is the hack slash Nathan Zerdy variant. Look at this.
Wait, Peach did that?
No, this is Nathan Zerdy.
Oh, that's a real artist. That's talent.
Hack slash hot shorts #1, absolutely beautiful. This is the Zerdy variant. I don't know if it's a ratio on that or not. And then one last final book for this week that I saw that was interesting. I don't know what the storyline is about. I don't know any of that type of stuff, but it looks so interesting just based on the cover alone. And this cover is fascinating to me. This is Dwellings #4. Look at that.
That's cool.
That is awesome. Old school, like Harvey, Casper type thing. But listen to the storyline. It says, Dwellings disarmingly cute as hell horror returns with an all-new story called Being of Sound Mind, where a mid-century flea market kids comic meets art house horror cinema and a no such thing as ghost story unlike anything you've ever read before. That sounds pretty cool, and that's a pretty damn cool cover. So be on the lookout for Dwellings. It might be something to just check out and might be something you want to take a look at. Pretty cool stuff. None of these should be hard to get. Be on the lookout for them.
Oh, by the way, shout out to our buddy Drew at Wanted Comics. I got my Creepshow variant I got in by David Mack, and I wish that you guys see. You can kind of see it. You see how it moves.
It's so
honest
beautiful.
to God, one of the fucking coolest covers that you will ever see. Dead serious. Like it. I don't know what kind of process the printing was, but it's not lenticular. But when you move it at an angle, it's really a cool book.
It's nice to see Drew and he work on it without Mac's traditional, white background.
Yeah,
I think that horror stuff's right up my alley in the first place. So that book's just amazing.
And like I said, we've talked about before, Drew is one of the few good comic book guys that are legitimate out there. Everyone else is a shitbird, in my opinion. Drew is one of those guys. It's the truth. No, Drew's the kind of guy that you can DM and ask him if he has a book, and he's going to shoot you a fucking fair price. And if he has it, he'll shoot you a fairer price than anybody else. True story. And he's charitable, helps people out, always gives back, always
definitely
fucking
charitable.
Good.
Beyond charitable,
yeah.
Buy books from guys like Drew. The hobby is better for it.
Go to wantedcomics.com, you guys. That's Wanted Comics with an X. Yeah, and definitely don't miss out on his Whatnot sales. He's one of the few guys on Whatnot that just puts out amazing stuff and you can get them at great prices. So
Well, he's not a charlatan. Like I said,
You got it.
you can go look at fucking Drew's history before the W word and everything else. He's fucking tried and true.
yeah, I agree. And by the way, that Creep Show limited to 500, to me, the best Creep Show cover out of all of them. And there are some good ones, but nothing touches that David Mack acrylic. So be on the lookout
not
for
at
it.
all.
Beautiful. I don't know if Drew has anything coming up anytime soon. I know he's going to be out in Baltimore with all you guys. I'm still trying to make it out.
Talk me into going to Baltimore.
Let's go,
honest
bro.
to God, but Sean's tried. Multiple people. Vinny, are you going to Baltimore?
I don't think I'm going to Baltimore.
I'm going Thursday to Monday, dude.
Vinny ain't
I'll
going,
be,
and I'm going.
find me at the show, find me at the casino, find me eating crab cakes at Peter's Poorhouse, man. Right? I meander the same streets year after year after year. Don't get that far from the convention
Sean
center.
did not watch the
Unless
Wire.
it's for midget wrestling at a strip club, and that is not a joke. And but I don't think that happens every year. And yeah, man, Baltimore's a really good time, man. Can't wait. Drew's first time. Trash can beers, baby, with my man Aaron right here.
Dude, I would
Aaron
love
and
to
the boys
go.
from Hive, dude. Trash can beers. They literally put our beers in the trash can because they wouldn't let us bring it in. Couldn't eat them more. Then we went and got them out. And they said we couldn't take them out of the casino, so we sat next to the trash can and drank all the beers in the casino.
Wait, what? Wait, y'all were drinking random people's trash can?
No,
No,
our
no.
beers.
Their beers.
There's our beers that we put
Their
in
beers.
a bag and then pulled it back out after we were done gambling, and they said we could drink them but couldn't leave with them, and so we just decided to go ahead and drink them all.
Sean will not waste a drop of fucking alcohol. I've seen him before.
John
We're
Z.
literally
John
we're
Z, they
waiting
don't let
until
you
he
in.
finishes
Wander
his
home
drink before
somehow.
we go in.
Yeah, man, it's all right.
He got lost the one time. The very first year that I went to Baltimore the first year, and I tried to tell everybody it was the greatest fucking con. Then the next year we had a decent group of people, and then I think that was the year that Z got lost walking back from the casino, and they found him.
No, he didn't get. No, the best. No. I think you're confusing Sleepy and Z. Z wasn't gonna get let in, and then somehow, I don't know how he wasn't that much worse than anybody else. And somehow his phone died, and he found his way back under the freeway, back to the hotel, through the streets of Baltimore to get back. So the amazing part was that he didn't get lost, or somehow lost in Baltimore. And at that time, I don't know, we just let him go because we were too drunk. So normally be like, and my brother, my brother-in-law went last year, and I literally, I gave a driver. It wasn't very far. It's like 2 or 3 miles back to the hotel. And I gave the dude. I gave him like $50, made him swear on his life that he'd get my brother-in-law back to back to our hotel, and watch him get in the door. I was like, dude, I'm gonna hook you up, man. I'm like, you gotta. And he's like, I swear to you, I get him right back. I'm like, all right, so that worked. Yeah,
Money
works. Baltimore stores, man. Yeah, and you hope the handshake helps, dude. But you know what I mean. The guy seemed honest. I made a good judgment call. He's still with us. So
If I could get a hotel room that's actually close to the fucking center, I may do it.
I did this year. I didn't stay at the same one. Drew and I are at the. I forget which one, but it's literally. I mean, if it's not attached, it's next door. One of the two.
I'm supposed to go with the Hive boys. They picked up Airbnb, but my problem is that I just found out that my best friend, who has a movie that he produced, directed, wrote, and everything, it's premiering that weekend here in Phoenix. And it's like, do I miss my best friend's, like, the coolest thing that he's ever done that I helped be a part of? Or do I go to a Comic-Con? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm not going to fuck.
I want to go. I want to kind of go to see people, but at the same point in time, Baltimore ain't what, like, the book buying. That's the reason I fell in love with Baltimore.
It's not
like it's turned into more of a social thing for the group. But the first reason I was going down there is because it was the best con for buying books. Like, it didn't have swords, it didn't have shit. Like, when you went to Baltimore, the whole floor was nothing but comic book dealers, and they were ready to fucking play ball if you had cash. And
yeah, it was like that. It hasn't changed because there's competition there, and I mean, it's not 100%, it's 80%, but that's good enough. It's not.
They still have on-site?
No, they're not going to do on-site this year. They're not going to do it anytime soon. From what Matt Nelson is saying, it's just not worth it for them.
Unfortunately, yeah, I don't think they're doing it anytime soon.
Yep, they're making too much money other places. With much less ease.
Yards next door to the con. All right, I may look into that. Sean's tried to talk me into it. They got good food. The food and seeing some of the guys I haven't seen in forever sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a good time, man.
Dealing with the fucking Baltimore people.
Yeah,
that area around the con is just a shit show.
Well, that's not that around the con. I like the Inner Harbor. I've got all my spots. This little touristy area with the little mall that we don't go to that much. Where we ate at the Shake Shack, I think last time, and then there's like a Hooters over there. We'd watch football. But there's a lot of cool spots, and the same. I don't know. I mean, Pratt Street Ale House, man. Just everybody has a really good meeting spot that's like literally across the street.
Yeah, they had the good
Peter's Crab Cakes, yeah, and then the crab cake spot, man, is my spot. You could go G&M after the airport. See how Thursday goes. Nobody wants to go to G&M. Maybe I'll talk Bagley into showing up.
What's G&M?
Amazing crab cakes, like well known. You can't walk there, but they're on the way. The airport's only 10 or 12 miles or something like that. So they're like, oh, cool.
Trish is going to be there. Shout out to Trish Forstner, one half of the amazing tandem that's doing Stray Dogs. So she's going to be out there doing some amazing stuff. That's her hometown
as well. And
is she her 0.8? Is that 0.8?
No. No. She's artist that does awesome stuff. She also is working with
she's
Bird
watching
City.
us. She's our 1% demographic.
Oh yeah. 0.8. She's one of the.
What y'all think? What the fuck did y'all think I was talking about?
I don't know. I had to think about it when you said demographic. When you said demographic, I realized what you were talking about.
Yeah.
She is. She's one of the few.
No, I actually think I have a Harley sketch she did.
Maybe she kills it. She's just awesome, man. She did a really good job and some great variants this year too. And then of course, Stray Dogs is one of the greatest things ever. So I'm really hoping that she has more positive things happen this year.
AOA's not wrong, unfortunately.
Yeah, Baltimore is a crime-ridden apocalypse. It is. So.
Hey,
those are nice.
It is absolutely great. As long as nothing pops off while we're there.
Yeah.
Everything is good.
I might have to figure out a way to find a plane flight out Saturday morning, but man.
Yeah, cruise. I'm going Thursday. I decided this year I'm staying. So I'm staying till Monday. I hate trying to bail out on the con's on Sunday, trying to get out of there Sunday night and check your suitcase. I haven't even booked a flight home yet. But I have a flight there, and
he really hasn't.
Yeah, I have no idea. I told you I'm on, dude. I'll stop by Oklahoma.
You actually might.
Yeah, I probably might.
90 live till the end, you guys. 2 hours and 22 minutes. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. I love these Wednesday nights. I love hanging out with this crew. I love everybody that hangs out with us in the live chat. Thanks to everybody that watches on the replay. The shows have been doing amazing. And we've got some fun stuff coming up. So, again, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. The link for the Discord is in the description below. I'm updating that every show, you guys. Join the Discord. Trust me, you want to be in there. We got a lot of stuff coming. Be on the lookout for some grading content coming soon. We're going to hit you every week with that collectible stuff that you might not know about, whether it's NFTs, crazy rare comics, action figures. And we've already got the grading content started. Trey and Vinny both have stuff at grading companies right now waiting to get finished. And we can't wait to show you the results when they come back. That include tickets, video games, and Star Wars action figures. Many more to come. That being said, you guys got anything else? I think
Oklahoma State's undefeated, and Dallas Cowboys are a game out of first place. Things are well over here.
Yeah, well, fuck Dallas. That being said, adios.